Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. This would be the Jeff Cameron Show right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Thanks for tuning to it, and a glorious Redemption Thursday to you and yours. I'm Jeff. That's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you're going to listen live via the streaming free. Always don't miss anything, but if you do, we got you covered all 3 hours, posted every day upon the conclusion of the show, both to iTunes and our own audio vault. Go there, find it, rate, review, share. Email if you like. It's jcs at 979espnradio.com. On Twitter, it's at jcameronshow. WTSM app, good for your mobile devices. Hello, YouTubers. Hello, Periscopers. Hello, friends. All right, well, what a weird day. Not entirely unexpected, I don't suppose. I think last night when we laid our heads on the pillows, we thought, I don't know if this game's going to be played. And if it is, it ain't going to be played at 7. And then found out not only that, but it's not going to be played in Jacksonville either. It's going to be played right here, God's country, Tallahassee, Florida. Our own backyard, Doak Campbell Stadium, Bobby Bowden Field. We get the home and home after all. Florida State, Boise State, Saturday, noon, Doak Campbell. Let me start by saying sorry to all of those folks that had made plans to travel to Jacksonville, that had direct flights, that bought tickets, that had gone to great lengths to make that a special experience. I do not take any delight in their misfortune because that sucks. We've all had, the unfortunate set of circumstances that lead to trip cancellations and the like, and it's maddening because you get geared up mentally. You get really excited about it. I know, Tom, you had a recent vacation undone just for the exact same reasons that this game is being undone over in Jacksonville. Weather you can't control, and unfortunately, this year is the same as last year, is the same as the year before, and we're going on 4 years now where inclement weather, to say the least, potentially very dangerous weather is obviously on its way, and so we have to adjust. And I will also say this. The folks that are working right now over on campus at Florida State, and in particular those that are tasked with getting that field prepared and that stadium ready to host a football game in less than 48 hours, they're doing yeoman's work, and you really can't underestimate all that has to be done in such a short period of time. I was told earlier in the week, Tom, because I called to inquire, and we all reached out to sources very early on as we began to see this storm developing. And I think you and I were talking about this very early in the week. We've seen this before. We've seen how quickly these things begin to alter plans. And I called some people, and I said, listen, you hear anything over there about maybe, unfortunately, the cancellation of this football game? And when they said, no plans to cancel that I'm hearing, nothing like that, I know that both sides really want to get this game played, and I understand that, right? There's a lot at stake there. It's a television game, prime time, and a lot of money involved. And you think about all that goes into the preparations and the two cities working together and all the things. You got alumni events, booster events, and all these things that are going on, the hotels that are booked and the flights and everything else. And so I knew they would be reticent to cancel the game, but I also know, and let's be real honest here, the states in which governors and mayors have unfortunately not taken storms very seriously, those individuals have ended up on Front Street across the nation as the clowns that they are, and ridiculed and made fun of, and often seen their political careers unraveled as they're on every news station all over the country for not taking enough action in light of information that you have to take seriously, certainly more seriously than a football game. And so nobody wants to be that guy or that woman any longer. They've seen it happen one too many times, one too many places in regards to storms hitting cities, states, you name it.
Especially with the governor in his first term.
That's correct.
First term, anything, when you talk about officials, chances are you're going to err on the side of caution.
And when it comes to storms and people being misplaced and damage, you should err on the side of caution. It stands to reason that's what you should do. You've already witnessed massive destruction in this state. Time and again, it just happened a year ago. There are still people in this state recovering from what happened just a year ago and 2 years ago as well. So I thought at that time when I inquired on that Monday, this Monday, I was leaning towards, in fact, I told a couple of friends, I'm sorry, I'm just getting a feeling this game ain't going to be played. But the follow-up question was, could you move it? Because I know what a hassle it is not to play the game. What that does from a revenue standpoint, what that does to your schedule, the monumental disappointment it is for both sides. You can never underestimate that. I mean, these kids for Boise and for Florida State have been practicing and working hard, and they're all geared up for this game, and their fans are ready to go. And you don't want to cancel it if you can avoid it. So patience is a virtue. How much time do you have? When's the cutoff? All of that, all of these things were being discussed. So I said, what about the idea of it being moved to Doak Campbell Stadium? Is it even a possibility? And my source said, I'd be very surprised. You got to understand that a grounds crew is building towards that first game. And the first game for Florida State, for them, isn't this weekend, it's next weekend. So everything you do from a preparation standpoint to ready the field is for that date, not this date.
And to ready the stadium.
Right. All of that. They have time. They've got, they know, okay, here's our window to get this done. Here's what we're going to do about concessions. Here's parking. Here's ticket taking. Here's security, law enforcement, the field itself, the grass, readying the grass to be painted. All that stuff that has to be done was for the following week. And at the time that I was inquiring, they were saying, a lot of those folks, they have people that work under them. If you're a grounds crew guy, right? So you're in charge of the field. That's a weighty responsibility. It's got to look good. It's got to be safe. It's got to be a lot of things, right? So you are on a daily basis checking that. And you've got people that help you out. And you tell those people when you need them, when their time is most valued. Well, a lot of those people were set to take the weekend off. It's a long weekend. It's a holiday weekend. Because in essence, they were told, this is it. If you want to have fun, the fun pretty much stops after this weekend because I'm going to need you almost around the clock from the time we play that first home game, and onward. So go be with your families, go be with your kids, go to the beach, go do whatever you're going to do for the long weekend. And when you come back, be ready to work. And we all know what that's like, right? And now they're being summoned. Now they're told, we're playing. We're playing, and we're playing in 48 hours, and I need you here now. And so in a lot of ways, it was explained to me that would be a virtual impossibility, the logistics of which I can't possibly know each of the details, but I know that there are a lot of people working really hard right now. So salute to those people who maybe have this show on in the background or something, or listen on your headphones, whatever you're doing. Thank you so much.
You feel the worst for the people who need to be outdoors and do this stuff in short order. But, just think about the fact that the ticket office today, if you read the full release, which I know you have, and it says that all tickets are refunded, and then you can buy tickets at $10 online, $15 walk-up day of. Well, at least the ticket process for this game was being run by Florida State University and not TIAA Field over in Jacksonville. That would have been a secondary nightmare. But think about those poor people in the ticket office today. All the call. You have to field the calls for complaints. Got to take them. Got to wear it. It sucks. But then the fact that you've got to spin that around and say, all right, who needs to, $10 tickets? I'm sure the phones are ringing off the hook for people who decided, doesn't matter. I'm going to go to Tallahassee anyway. And guess what? My seat's cheaper. So that's fine. I would have had better seats in Jacksonville, but I'll drive over to Tally 2 extra hours, $10, go in, catch the game, whatever.
Or just the people locally who decide, okay, it's here, I'll buy a ticket, it's $10.
Right, but you've got to field all of those, and you've got to, that game, it's 44 hours and change away, man. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, and so that is the news, by the way. You might be under a rock or just really busy. They've moved the game. The game is going to be played here at Doak Campbell Stadium. It's going to be played at noon, not 7. It's on this Saturday, and $10 seats are available. $15, as Tom just mentioned, if you walk up. I'll read the release momentarily. But, yeah, it's, as for what we're going to be doing, you can listen to Tallahassee Game Day with myself and Tom Lang. That pregame show will take place at 9 a.m. this Saturday, so we'll be on the air with you at 9 a.m. I have to admit, while I feel really bad for people, one of my very best friends in all the world, He and his wife, they were all set. They had hotels in Jacksonville, and they were flying up, and the whole deal they've had to cancel. And, the problem is, too, it's you got – here's the deal. You might say to yourself, well, the storm, Jeff, good Lord, it's not even barely going to hit Florida till Monday night, Tuesday morning, and, it's nowhere near Tallahassee right now. I mean, yeah, but you got to understand, they're talking about a potential for a Category 4. And even if it skirts, northeast and just kind of grazes the east coast of Florida, it's a powerful storm, and you've got a lot of people that have to either evacuate or move out from where, even if they're not being forced to, are choosing to get on the highways to leave where they're located on the coast there, and they're going to try to get somewhere safer. And so you think about how quickly there could be a shortage of gasoline and supplies and people trying to go from one place, from one city to another city. It just makes for a potential nightmare. So I think, yeah, obviously you could say to yourself, well, if I'm in Miami, it's nothing to get to Tallahassee. I'll go to the game, but good luck getting back. Good luck getting back. I mean, it's potentially a real problem. Now, I get going that direction is a lot easier than going north when you're fleeing a storm, given where this storm is going to come in. But I just think, it's a lot to risk. And I think a lot of people really fear getting stuck on the highways. I'm not telling people not to come. I'm just saying logistically it could be problematic.
It could be. I think this game could have easily been played at noon in Jacksonville, but this was always going to be a decision, if you listen to the people who were involved in the talks, that was made at the state level. And I think what the state wanted to do was, you know what, if you can move it 2 hours down the road, I know that's a nightmare for you, but that's your problem. My problem would be photos and video of gridlock on the roadways Saturday night of people trying to get out of the state of Florida, intermingled with people that are in town for a football game. That doesn't play well for me. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to move it over to Tallahassee. You don't have to like it, but I guarantee you that's the nature of the decision-making process. And so,
yeah.
And I think the reason they kick it off at noon here instead of a 7 p.m. game is to give people a chance to get back to Jacksonville, because I'm sure they've got flights or hotels.
And so forth. Yeah. Well, just you want more time, not less time. That's with anything, whether it's a flight or anything else. You just want more time to get settled, whether that's to get back to Tampa or to get back to wherever.
Well, and for you local folks, the game is going to be on the Ace. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Scared everybody.
It's on ESPN News, so if you have a general digital cable or satellite platform, you can catch the game locally if you don't feel like going.
All right, so the release reads as follows, and then, of course, I've got my Redemption Thursday wagers, which is really what's important here. Okay, I'm somewhat kidding, but, yeah, I feel really good about the wagers. I do. I feel really good. You know what it is? I was emboldened by my undefeated beginning to the season. We got off on the right foot. So often you can't let a simple misstep early in a season get the best of you. You gotta be emboldened and confident no matter what. But it is easier to do when you are 3-0 to start the young season, Tom. You're playing with house money right now. So I'm playing with house money as I go into Redemption Thursday. But what a slate. We got Thursday games, Friday games, Saturday games, Sunday games, Monday games. Yes, sir, it's in earnest now. We're underway. Now, having said that, I'll get to those momentarily. Here you go. The read. The official statement from Florida State Athletics. Florida State University's football game against Boise State, scheduled for Saturday, has been moved. You know that. I'll skip over that part. They did note that they did have to consult with emergency responders, law enforcement, and hurricane preparedness teams, and state and local levels. All of that went into this decision. They do regret having to move the venue, in particular because of the tremendous work that the city of Jacksonville has invested in this event. They have been great partners, and we are disappointed that the game had to be moved. Our fans were very much looking forward to the experience. All tickets previously purchased for the game in Jacksonville — by the way, that was David Coburn, athletic director, Florida State — all tickets previously purchased for the game in Jacksonville will be refunded. Florida State will sell $10 general admission tickets online. Fans are strongly urged to purchase tickets online. Here's where you would do that: www.knowles.co/GA. That's knowles.co/GA. There will be no reserved seating in the stadium. FSU and Boise State students with valid IDs will be admitted free of charge. Tickets can be purchased at Dick Howser Stadium box office at Doak Campbell Stadium on game day. The price will increase to $15 if you purchase them there on game day. Tickets ordered online on game day will remain at $10 each. As for President Thrasher, who I'm sure is very disappointed from there. I'm sure this is probably a bitter pill to swallow for him. He says, I want to thank the city of Jacksonville and Mayor Lenny Curry for their exceptional work in putting together what was going to be an outstanding event. I also want to thank Governor Ron DeSantis and our city and county officials for their cooperation in staging a game on such short notice. He does mention here particularly our local law enforcement agencies, and I want to say kudos to them because the local groups here are the ones under the gun. I think, obviously any governor worth a damn would have said that, hey, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to change the time, probably move the venue. It's the people on the ground here that are doing all of the work, and they're having to scramble to do it.
Like it or not, they're doing it.
That's right. And they have to deserve an awful lot of credit. With the exception of parking lots 1 through 6, which are reserved for game staffing and Golden Chief boosters, the parking lots that service Doak Campbell Stadium will be free of charge to the general public and will open at 7 a.m. So they're going to open at 7 a.m. on Saturday, everybody. Get your tailgate on. A map showing available parking will be posted to Seminoles.com. That will take place on Friday morning. And there will be no Spirit Express bus service from Tucker Center. It will not be available for the game this time around. The game will be broadcast on ESPN News. So there you go. We're all set. Game going to be played at noon. Doak Campbell Stadium, Bobby Bowden Field, Florida State, Boise State. Glad the game's being played. As I understand it, if it had not been played, Florida State would not have held any responsibility to play the return match next year in Boise. My suspicion is that they would have canceled the game. If they could have gotten out from under it without a financial penalty, I think they would have. I don't know that to be the case, but I think they would have opted for that. So I'm glad they're playing the game because now they got to go play it. And I want to go. I'm being selfish, but to me, that's a lot of what college football is built on. It's what makes it better than professional football. It's the pageantry. It's the traditions and the things that other schools do, and we get to check out. And I remember way back when a up-and-coming program like Florida State had to get other people to say yes to us, whether that's going out to Nebraska or Michigan or Oklahoma or back in the day Pitt and a whole host of other places. And I kind of admire what Boise's done, and I know that city and their fans are really looking forward to that game next year. They're calling it the biggest football game that they've ever hosted and the biggest experience that they've ever had there at Boise to host something of that magnitude. They would have been very, very disappointed had that happen. So I'm glad it's not going to happen. I'm glad we are going next year to Boise. So there it is.
I would think the turnout for this game on Saturday is going to be robust, right? Given that the price for a real football game, not a spring game, a real football, $10?
Yeah, I think with the local walk-ups, I don't think people are traveling to this game. I don't think a lot of people throughout the state are going to take the chance or risk to travel to this game. Now, there'll be some, don't get me wrong, and I'm not telling you whether you should or you shouldn't. You got to make that decision. What's best for you and your family, you guys decide. I don't know where everybody lives, obviously, but I just think it's a weird thing. If you had tickets over in Jacksonville, say you had a flight, you've canceled all that, I don't know, man. Get in a car driving from Newport Richie or Sarasota or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but what I'd say is if you are a Jacksonville, not courier service, but a bus or limo service, you'd be hitting up all the Knowles areas right now. You say, hey, man, if you're getting in on Friday, we got you to and fro. We'll bring you in droves. Go enjoy the game at Doak all day.
Yeah, the only problem is a lot of those people, I would think, you're right, they would do that, and it's smart to do if you own one of those businesses. Just the problem, again, is a storm of this magnitude. If you live, say, the middle to southern part of the state, you're preparing for a major storm that's going to hit.
I'm talking about the people that are flying in that were going to be there on Friday night anyway, and they're like, I'm going to go. I just don't want to rent a car. So is there something else I could do?
Take a limo.
Yeah, well, it's not bad.
Bunch of televisions, some brews. In the limo.
Sounds like a good Saturday.
Redemption Thursday wagers next. We got football tonight, kids. Woohoo!
Chuck Oliver here, and Tallahassee, let's talk college football in the South. Join me every weekday at 1 p.m. right here for wall-to-wall coverage of every big program in the region. Whether it's the ACC or SEC, college football is always on our minds. The conversation happens right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee Sports Monster.
Florida State football is upon us, and Garnet and Gold is your football-ready destination. With the latest Nike footwear, team-issued apparel, sideline headwear, and Nike coaches polos all in stock right now. Whether you're on the sidelines, in the stands, or watching the game at home, it's time to get football ready. Step up your wardrobe with a hot new line of FSU apparel in stock right now at all 3 Garnet and Gold locations, West Pensacola Street in Killarn near Fresh Market, or on Governor Square Boulevard. If you're a Seminole, wear your store.
Hendrick.
It's the Hendrick Summer Sales Event at the all-new Dale Earnhardt Jr. Buick GMC, a proud partner of the Hendrick Automotive Group. 2019 GMC Sierra 1500 trucks up to $50,000 off MSRP. Plus, get a 20-quart Orca cooler when you buy any new GMC truck. We are professional grade on Capitol Circle Northeast under the giant American flag, or shop DaleJuniorGMC.com. Cooler valued at $199. Not all vehicles will qualify for maximum discount. Must finance with GM Financial plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and dealer admin charge. See dealer for details.
Look who it is, Ronald Acuna Matata. Let me drop some sage advice on you, brother. You know what really means no worries? A delicious sub or wrap from downtown Tallahassee's finest establishment. I'm talking Metro Deli. What a wonderful place it is. Sandwiches crafted to perfection for breakfast and lunch. Soups and salad that ain't no passing craze. You know what I mean? So the next time your belly is rumbling, remember, we've got a hunger-free philosophy. Oh yeah, Metro Deli.
Powerball is throwing the ultimate party, and one lucky winner is going to win $1 million. Introducing Powerball's New Year's Rockin' Eve VIP experience. You and a guest could take the trip of a lifetime to New York City, packed with exclusive access to the biggest events in town. Plus, you'll receive an entry for a chance to become the first Powerball millionaire of 2020. Announced live on Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve. Play Powerball today. Learn more and enter to win at FLAlottery.com/NYRE. The Florida Lottery. It's your ticket.
Claim it!
Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly.
Cornerstone Tool and Fastener and Makita welcome back football season. And to kick it off, we are bringing the best deals of the year. Buy a brushless premium Makita 5-amp-hour kit, get an instant $50 gift rebate, and your choice of another bare tool free. Plus, we are adding in another 5-amp battery for free. That's 3 batteries and 3 tools. Check out our specials on cordless blowers, chainsaws, compressors, and so much more. Cornerstone Tool and Fastener, 1110 Stuckey Ave in Tallahassee and 3269 Crawfordville Highway. Tallahassee location open Saturdays, 8 a.m. to noon. Online at ctf.nu.
Hi, this is Peter Bond, owner of Jerry's Cigar Shop. Jerry's has been a local favorite for cigar enthusiasts for the last 25 years. We have the largest walk-in humidors in town, filled to the brim with an amazing cigar selection. Relax in one of our leather chairs and enjoy an ice-cold beer or a glass of wine with your cigar. Jerry's is a great place to watch sports on our big flat-screen TVs and offers a comfortable setting for lively conversation. Visit our original store on Scherer Road or our new second location on Cary Forest Parkway. We hope to see you soon.
See, very intrigued by the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
When things break, do you prefer to fix them or replace them?
I'd like to leave it there as long as possible until it becomes totally impossible to use the thing anymore. Mm-hmm. And then pay someone to fix it.
Yeah, pay someone to fix it. I like to leave it there as long as possible to see how long it's going to take Abby to notice. And it's not very long usually, and then she pays someone to fix it.
My father taught us very few things, right? My brother loves to tell the story of going to like a Boy Scout meet and his car that they made at home falling apart on, before it started, the wheels came off and everything else. But one thing my father did teach me, and it's something that I saw throughout my childhood, is find friends who are good at fixing things. Make your social circle friends who are good at fixing things so that you never have to fix anything for yourself.
That's a heady play, man.
The Dan Le Batard Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Hey, this is FAMU beat writer Rory Sharrock. Join me Friday at 6 p.m. for the Rattler Review. We're talking all things FAMU. Great interviews with players, coaches, and alumni. The Rattler Review, Fridays at 6 p.m. right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee Sports Monster.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
timber factory. She's making sure she is not dreaming.
That's a good tweet. Well done, Alicia. Corey Clark had given our dear friend Alicia a hard time about writing in the Boise State game as a home game because she wrote home.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why? When you guys are
on some of the
headlines?
Yeah, he looked at it. He goes, I don't know why you wrote that in as a home game. And then I explained to him that Alicia had. And he said, and she tweeted the picture of the big board right there with the schedule.
Oh, buddy. Isn't it nice to have it full back up again?
Oh, I can't tell you. I just look at it and I could stare at it for a while and get distracted.
Big board.
Anyhow, so she, wrote the games out and she did that. And then
big board.
She noted that little did he know that she could predict the future.
Big board.
So there it is.
He'd claim the same thing because he said, why don't you just move it back to Tallahassee earlier in the week?
Well, I think anybody could have done that. We all kind of said, well,
it was very, when you actually write it down on a board, I think that's probably more skillful than, just tweeting out a thought.
Just commenting that you should move the game here, yeah. Just like we all commented that it should be earlier. Just make that earlier. Let's go.
Right. Like the one announcement you could have made earlier in the week was it's not going to be at 7, folks. Stand by.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not doing the 7 o'clock thing, folks.
So if you want to move your flight up, move it up, but it ain't going to be 7. I can promise you that.
Yeah. All right, I got wagers, Redemption Thursday wagers. And in truth, this is more the first big Redemption Thursday of the year. Yes, I went undefeated last week. We need not overlook that. We certainly want to talk about that victory, those victories from last weekend. That's right. And perhaps I made you money, as Big Daddy J is prone to do. Woo! Now, I don't want you all to get silly. If this is not in your normal range of activity, this is not something you like to get down with, don't start doing it because you think that I'm a genius with all of these victories. You might be inclined to believe that. But I don't want you to get carried away because the best of us, say you're hitting at a 66% clip, which is an extremely high clip to hit. I've been known to reach it. But even then, Tom, you had that first bad weekend and the emails come. What happened, Cameron? Somebody jumped on the service for the first time that week, and you go 4-8.
Oh, I've seen 2 for the money with Matthew McConaughey and Al Pacino.
Yeah,
I've been down there.
It's
been down
tough.
that road.
We've been down there. It's a tough week, man. But this isn't for the faint of heart. You got to be willing to play the long game. You got to know week 2 may not have been your week. Week 3 could be. You cannot get too worked up over a great week or a bad week. It all evens out typically, and eventually, if you're hitting at around 58%, 60%, you're all right.
Yeah, you're doing good things.
And that's where I'm your guy. Last year I was exceptional. We're off to a great start. Let's see. Here we go. Utah tonight in the Holy War. Let's get it on.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
Big offensive line, Utah figuring to be maybe one of the surprise teams in that final grouping of 4 playoff teams. A lot of people if you have to take somebody outside the big names, it's easy for everybody to take Alabama and Clemson and maybe work in Oklahoma, maybe work in Georgia, something like that. But if you're going to leave that grouping and you're going to say who, not named one of those 4 teams, not on everybody's radar, might you take? A lot of people are pointing to this Utah team. Well coached. Coach Whittingham does a great job. They're physical, unlike most of the Pac-12 softies. They're physical. They got a very good defense. They want to run the football at you. They got a strong offensive line, the best in the Pac-12. So they could be a candidate when you look at their schedule. But they got to get off to a good start here in what is traditionally a very close game. No matter the kind of season these two teams have, this is a rivalry game. But give me Utah. Tom was bullish earlier in the week on Utah. I'll give him credit. The more I thought about the game, the more I looked at the matchup, the more I thought he, too, was correct. I took Utah tonight. I'm giving the 5.5. That number has since gone up since I picked it today and handed it in to Director Matthew. But I'm not subject to the whims of the moving line there. When I pick the game is when I pick the game. I got it at 5.5.
My rationale on that game is simple. If you're going to be a playoff contender,
you got to beat BYU.
You got to beat the hell out of BYU.
You should. you should be
10-point win, something like that. That's 10-17 in a rivalry game. That's a good sizable win. If they lose tonight, they're out of the playoff. All that talk ends
It's over.
after one game.
That's correct. No chance to get back in it either. That's it. It's over. You can't. If you're a fringe group team like that, you can't go out there losing. It's like last year with Washington against Auburn.
Oh, my God. They had every chance in the world. Doesn't matter that they had every chance in the world because they didn't take advantage of it.
They lost the damn game, and as soon as it happened, I was like, "Yep, sucks for the Pac-12. You got nobody." That's the end of that. Utah minus 5.5 against BYU. We're doing it. All right, I had to do the research. You guys have been asking me. You know how much I love this team. It breaks my heart to do this, but I'm actually going on the other side here. Give me Wake Forest and give the 3.5 to Utah State. My near and dear to my heart, Utah State. I can't do it this year. New coach, change of personnel, ton of personnel changes. You got a great quarterback. I'm not sure about everybody else. I don't like it. I can't ride that train the way I rode it the last 2 years. Give me Wake. Well-coached football team. Give the 3.5. Demon Deeks, get it done. Now,
holy Jesus.
I know. It hurts. It stings. You hate to see a good thing come to an end.
Holy Jesus.
We've all had friends that they meet a girl and they just make such a happy couple. Things seem to be going along so swimmingly. Each time you see them out, you're like, oh, those two, they're made for each other. I had a good time tonight. You know, that Jerry and that Suzanne, they seem just perfect for each other. It was pleasant to see them. And then Jerry calls and says it's over.
Holy Jesus.
What happened, Jerry? Suzanne seemed to be ideal. You guys were perfect together. She's crazy. Damn it. Sure it's not you, Jerry? Doesn't really matter now, does it?
Puts on a good face in public, you know?
Yeah. So who knows? Utah State, we had a good run. I got to break up with you. Going to Wake Forest, minus 3.5. Oklahoma State, I'm giving 14 to Oregon State. Don't like Oregon State's team or defense ever, so there you go. Easy.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
I'm going to get the 17 points with East Carolina against NC State, and that's a lot of points in a pseudo-rivalry game early in the year. Give me East Carolina plus 17. I'll take Toledo and Kentucky with the under 62. Something about that game, just looking at Toledo and Kentucky, I thought, 62 points. Could those two teams score that against Air? I mean, just like if Toledo was against Air, would it score 62 points in the allotted 60-minute football game? Would Kentucky? Probably not. We're going under. We're going under here. Good defenses. Under 62.
Okay. All right. Don't know enough about that game. That's just straight number play. You're looking at it saying, nah, it's too high.
Yeah, I don't like it. That's a lot of points. It's a lot of points. Toledo and Kentucky? Come on. Virginia's given 2.5 to Pitt, and a war in the Coastal, baby. An early season war. This could shape the season for those in the Coastal. And Pitt, unfortunately, suffering a devastating injury to an elite player on the defensive side of the ball. I don't think they get after the passer. Give me Virginia and give the 2.5. Maybe later in the show we'll work in a little Here Comes Virginia.
I think we have to.
We'll see. I got to do this at the top of each hour anyhow, so we'll pick an hour. We'll do it. Virginia minus 2.5 against Pitt. South Florida getting 12. Sweaty, swampy, humid, nasty.
Ugh.
Wisconsin's just miserable. They're like, what are we doing here?
All I can think of is Austin Powers. Hot, sick ass. And that's what it will look like tomorrow.
Oh, just terrible. Yeah, give me 12. And then finally, Colorado minus 13.5 against Colorado State. Colorado State's just bad. And then from there, I'll give you one more because it's an annual tradition now. Give me the SEC over the Pac-12. Give me Auburn giving 3.5 to Oregon. And, listen, if it were a different, as Jimbo would say.
If it was a different.
Hey.
It's not nearly a top 5 or top 10 really montage, but I love the Case and Beatty montage with the Gap Band.
Oh, it's
because we got to take it in.
We got to do it.
And I got to use the Mac Brown clip over and over. Unbelievable.
Anyhow, that said, give me Auburn. I'll give the 3.5 to Oregon. There it is. It's of course not for money. You guys understand. Non-perishable food items for your local charities. Keep a running tab. You're on the honor system. Redemption Thursday has begun. Let's get it on.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
In Bannerman Crossing, the exclusive watch party headquarters for 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's sports monster.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. The first big weekend of college football kicks off tonight. Number 1 and defending national champ Clemson hosting Georgia Tech. The ACC Network's Mark Packer reveals the one team that might be the biggest threat to the Tigers in the ACC.
Syracuse has played Clemson the last 2 years probably better than anybody else in the country, and that includes Alabama. They beat them 2 years ago at the Dome. They'll see them in Week 3. They had the Tigers on the ropes right here in Death Valley a year ago, and Dino Babers' guys, I think they might be the only team in the ACC that when they come through the tunnel, they look across the road and say, guess what? We can play with these guys because we've proven it the last 2 years. I don't think anybody else can make that statement. So I think it has to start with Syracuse.
Mark Packer on Golick and Wingo. Tonight's game, Georgia Tech at Clemson, is at 8 Eastern on the ACC Network. And there's a doubleheader on ESPN starting at 7 Eastern. UCLA at Cincinnati, followed by BYU hosting 14th-ranked Utah. Saturday's game between Florida State and Boise State will be played at noon in Tallahassee. It had been scheduled for a nighttime kickoff in Jacksonville, but was moved because of approaching Hurricane Dorian. It's also the final night for preseason football in the NFL. All 32 teams in action tonight, but don't expect to see many starters on the field. The new regular season kicks off 1 week from tonight with the Bears hosting the Packers. From the NBA, Nets forward Wilson Chandler gets a 25-game suspension for PEDs. Chandler signed with Brooklyn as a free agent after playing for the 76ers and the Clippers last season. Day 4 at the U.S. Open already today. Andrea Petkovic knocks out the 6th seed Petra Kvitova in straight sets. Live U.S. Open coverage continues right now on ESPN TV and on ESPN+.
AAA Tree Experts has been a Tallahassee staple for over 35 years. But did you know they now offer landscaping? AAA landscaping services include custom outdoor landscape, creative landscape design and architecture, hardscapes, waterscapes, retention walls, and French drains, irrigation and sodding, landscape and holiday lighting. Call them today for all your outdoor landscaping needs. 850-385-3319 or visit them online at AAATreeExperts.net. AAA Tree Experts and Landscaping.
Who's ready for the best wings in Tally and locally brewed beers? Hobbit American Grill is the place to be. They've been voted Tally's best wings again in 2018. Hobbit offers Bingo Mondays, happy hour all-day Fridays with craft beers on tap from all the local breweries. And the Hobbit is your home for all the UFC fights with plenty of high-def TVs for everyone. Be on the lookout for the food truck coming soon with the best lip-smacking wings in town. Hobbit American Grill, celebrating 40 years of serving great food to great friends for good times. For info on their hours and 3 locations, visit them online at myhobbitonline.com.
Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram is the Jeep headquarters of America. We've purchased over 100 Jeep Renegades, and they've all arrived and are on the lot for immediate delivery. 2018 Jeep Renegade Latitude with MSRP starting at $25,120. On sale now for $18,870. That's a savings of $6,250. A new Jeep starting at only $18,870. Those prices are unheard of and can only be found at your Jeep headquarters of America, Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. No other dealer can offer you this kind of savings. We buy in mass quantities and pass along the savings to you. 2018 Jeep Renegade Latitude, starting at $18,870. Payments as low as $299 a month. On the corner of West Tennessee and Capitol Circle, where we're right on the corner and always right on the price. Check us out on the web at TallahasseeDCJ.com. All prices include rebates and incentives plus tax, title, and dealer fee. State number 18J605. Must finance through Chrysler Capital and qualify for all rebates and incentives.
Hendrick.
Get to the all-new Dale Earnhardt Jr. Chevrolet, a proud partner of the Hendrick Automotive Group. Shop the Hendrick Summer Sales Event all month. Find new roads in a 2019 Chevy Silverado 1500 truck, up to $15,000 off MSRP. Plus, get a 20-quart Orca cooler with the purchase of any new Chevy truck. New management, new buying experience, same Chevy. Come see us on Tennessee Street. Shop DaleJr.Chevy.com.
Cooler valued at $199. Not all vehicles will qualify for maximum discount. Must finance with GM Financial plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and dealer admin charge. See dealer for details.
Hardee's new 2-3 More breakfast menu is as easy as a walk in the park. $2 gets you a pair of cinnamon and raisin biscuits or a savory sausage biscuit. $3 gets you a tasty bacon, egg, and cheese on a made-from-scratch biscuit. And $4 gets you a hearty breakfast platter loaded with sausage and other breakfast classics. In fact, the new 2-3 More menu may even be simpler than a walk in the park. It's more like a walk in an airport, where they have those sidewalks that move for you. Pilots have it made. The new Hardee's 2-3 More menu. Offer available for a limited time during regular breakfast hours at participating Hardee's restaurants. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, seeking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Redemption Thursday, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener. Got a do-it-yourself project that needs to be finished? Cornerstone Tool and Fastener, 1110 Stuckey Avenue in Tallahassee and 3269 Crawfordville Highway. Online at ctf.nu.
Jeff, does this game now being played in Doak Campbell change your confidence level at all? Well, I was confident Florida State would win the game. I like the Noles. And, oh, by the way, if I could get the Noles at 4.5 or 5, I would have given it and done it. I think the line's now moved up. We're going to get close to a touchdown probably by the time things get going here.
I think it's worth at least a few points for the ease and comfort for the home team, obviously, to stick around, not get on a bus. And I hope, I don't think it will be, but I hope the heat on Saturday is
98, humid.
Well, last Saturday was atrocious. I hope we get that 105, 107 heat index. Let those guys feel that. That's different than what Jacksonville is going to have.
That's cruel and unusual, but you're right, and you need the advantages when you can get them, especially if you're trying to get back on good footing and good standing. And a win here is really, really important. We've said that all along. Nothing's changed about that. But I have to confess, if you're to lose a home game, a true home game here at Doak Campbell to Boise, is that even more damaging than if you went on the road to Jacksonville over there and lost this game at a quote-unquote neutral site? I think so. I can't fathom the idea of, with all of this upheaval, then you get the benefit of getting the game in your own backyard. Somehow losing that game, add another layer to the level of disappointment. I mean, that would be.
Honestly, that didn't enter my mind until you brought it up. I feel good about it now, like quite good. As they say, meet the parents strong to quite strong.
Yeah, I felt good anyhow. I did. As the week went on, I felt good. I think there is something to – well, first of all, if you believe that Florida State is going to be hell-bent on stopping the run and being much better against the run, they were pretty good against the run last year, not great. Teams that really wanted to run that could run did. But that was the stronger area of the defense last year was the run. And I think they get only stronger this year against it. So – if you're hell-bent on shutting that down, now you're asking a true freshman quarterback making his first ever college football start, no matter whether it was going to be here or in Jacksonville, in the state of Florida, they're on the road, to have to make hay in situations where it's an obvious passing down. I just think at some point that kid makes a critical mistake and alters the momentum of the game. Florida State captures some momentum there and really begins to see the finish line and understand that they can put themselves in a position to build and move towards something that last year they never got to experience. At no point in the season last year did you feel like Florida State had gathered some momentum or feel like Florida State was on the cusp of turning the corner. It's I think, of critical importance that this happens early in the season. If you're one of the people that believes things can be so much better this year than last, then you believe that they're going to get off to a good start. You believe that in the summer. You did. You would have, if you espoused that to your friends, they're going to be better this year. I think you're going to see they're going to play with more confidence. They're going to be coached better. All of that would have been predicated on the belief that they were going to win this first game, that they were going to gather that momentum by coming out, executing, playing better, looking sharper, playing to their talent level, getting a win in this game, beginning to feel more confident. And then obviously you win the home opener, just sheer talent alone. Now you're 2-0. You know, though, at the end of last year, you got beat about the head and neck area. You were abused, brutalized. You left the season thinking, what just happened here? That bus just hit us. Our arch rival beat our ass. We got swept. We blew a lead down in Miami. We didn't go to a bowl. We were the laughingstock of the Power Five. We had the worst offensive line maybe this university's ever fielded. I mean, you just had so many things to think about in the negative. You have got to give me a sliver of positive. You got to win this game. And if you do, maybe we begin to see a group play with a little bit of pride, a little bit of belief. I do know that just the walking around temperature of the team was a group that believes much more than they did at the end of last year, was a group that bought into what these coaches, the new coaches in particular, are preaching. Now, I think they always wanted to believe in the overriding message that Willie Taggart was sending, that of family, that of commitment, that of togetherness, all of that, right? Being a part of something special and growing it, something that is akin to, frankly, what they've been able to accomplish at Clemson, which is the envy right now in the recruiting world and also the culture discussion that we get into so frequently, right? They have found a way to create a culture that is greatly valued by those in it, and they share it, they preach it, and they believe in it. It's real. That's how kids who are, projected to go in the first round decide, I'll stay. I like it here. That's how that happens, and that's the only way that happens. Willie wants to build that same way. It's not the Nick Saban message. It's a different pitch, and it's one that I think can be very effective, but of course only if you win. It's much easier to buy into all that stuff, whether we're talking about us and Willie or Clemson or anybody else, if you win. And so that has to start this Saturday, and if you get that win, I think that not only those in the fan base, but the players will begin to believe a little bit more. And, the idea of a loss at Doak Campbell against Boise is devastating. I'm not saying they couldn't rebound. I'm not saying they wouldn't go on the road and give themselves a chance against Virginia 2 weeks later. I'm not saying that they won't improve from week 1 to week 2 to week 3 to week 4 and all that other stuff. I'm just saying they would make it infinitely more difficult and I think perhaps insurmountable. I mean, I just think you.
Well, if you're looking for enthusiasm, I don't know that you could regain it until. What, like November by the Miami game?
Yeah, you'd have to. Well, let's look again now. I mean,
you're going to lose to Clemson, so that's going to, quell whatever momentum you could generate after a loss to Boise at home. So you'd have it by Miami, but you're essentially done with the home schedule at that point because you got Alabama State on the 16th, and who's going to that game? If you're thinking about out of town, you'd come here for the weather. You'd come here for the weather and the campus if it's nice. That's about it.
Yeah, don't lose the game. And it's a weird thing to have hanging over your head. You don't, as a coach, want to ever bring that up, and he wouldn't. But there is that feeling. We talk about it all the time, covering that Florida State baseball team year in and year out. When you're hosting as a national seed or as a heavy favorite, and you walk into Dick Hauser, things don't go well early, and it's 2-0 in the 5th or something. Mm-hmm. You're struggling to hit this guy's fastball, and he's the lone ace that University of Tampa brought to him, whatever it might be. You're like,
good program.
This could happen. We're in a little bit of trouble here. Stetson's really dealing today. Whatever it might be. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. You feel the weight of that when you enter that stadium. And sometimes you snap out of it and the talent rises up and it doesn't matter.
Maybe I'm way off base, but I feel like the atmosphere is going to be phenomenal here on Saturday. I mean, just the price. It's $10 for an online ticket. I'm not stumping for them. I'm just telling you, $10 to go watch Florida State play Boise State in a game that counts?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'll bet you that place is going to have a really awesome atmosphere.
I got to double check on this. I got sent a message earlier about what was some of the other options there. Yeah, the $10 general admission, right? But I'm also hearing that you can find a $50 Dunlop Champions.
No.
Yeah.
Is that
ticket.
real?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that like secondary market, or is that's what they're offering as a flat entry?
We can double check this. But
if it's 50, that thing's going to sell out in the Champions Club for the first time ever.
I'll say this. A very good source sent me. Okay.
So couching it as perhaps it is.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's $50 Dunlap Champions Club tickets are out there.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well.
Are you thinking, well, what are we doing
I
here?
can tell you personally.
Yeah.
The internal conversation went, that is viable. That is viably priced. This should be a deep consideration.
Yeah, you like that, huh? I mean, yeah, no, I saw that. Yeah. No, okay, so I'm not crazy. Somebody heard us talking. Mm-hmm. I floated that $50
that figure out there.
That figure out there. And somebody who doesn't even know this other person, but is also an outstanding source, says, tell Tom you seem to be very much in the ballpark, if not exactly correct.
Well,
so
you can also tell Tom that the news is good. The news is good. It's the summer of George.
Yeah, there it is. That's really good stuff. So there you go, man. Good times. That's going to be you're right. That'll sell out quickly.
That is viably priced.
Yeah. No. I don't know if I was supposed to.
Does that mean that there's actual service, or is it just you get the chairs and the air conditioning?
What are we doing here? Yeah. No, I hope so. I would think so.
Inclusive food? I mean, is it the same deal?
I don't know if there's all the food that there normally is. I don't know. I mean, this is hastily put together, but I imagine there is plenty of beer.
Hell, if it's hot dogs and hamburgers, I'm in.
TVs, air conditioning, booze.
50 bones.
So we hear. The university has not made that announcement.
I see.
The university has not made that announcement. Hour number 2 forthcoming. Stay with.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
And with the heat wave, it's hard to keep my cooling costs down.
Have you checked out the many products and services the City of Tallahassee Utilities offers to help you save energy, water, and money?
What kind of products and services?
Well, the city offers ceiling insulation grants, energy efficiency loans, free energy audits, budget billing, and energy retrofit grants, which can help enhance energy efficiency and lower your bill. And the Weather Relief Assistance Program, or WRAP, is also available right now, which also offers a one-time payment option that lets you defer a portion of your bill until October.
Wow, I had no idea. Where can I find out more?
Simple. Visit talgov.com/YOU.
The City of Tallahassee Utilities connects you to more than electricity. With a variety of options to choose from, you can find products and services that help you save energy, water, and money. More options, more products, more savings. Visit talgov.com/YOU or call 891-4968 to learn more.
Hi, Chris Kraft for Kraft Nissan, and it's the final days of Nissan's Bottom Line Labor Day weekend sales event. With special interest rates and rebates on 11 models, you get both rates and rebates. 2019 Rogues are $4,500 off, and 2019 Murados are $6,250 off. Plus, not either or, plus 0.9% for 60 months. And less than 1%, it's like free money. All Altimas are $5,000 off with 2.4% for 60 months. All Maximas are $5,000 off with 1.9% interest for 60 months. And just announced, all Rogue Sports have 0% interest for 60 months. and $2,000 cash back. Now that truly is free money. Bottom line, you pick a model and we'll show you the savings, plus not either or, plus the low interest rate. Try finding that on a Honda or Toyota. Plus, all new Kraft Nissans come with our free and exclusive lifetime warranty. So if you're in the market for a new car, this is the weekend, and we're open Labor Day. But hurry, sale ends Tuesday, September 3rd. Kraft Nissan on Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco.
Hi, this is Peter Bond, owner of Jerry's Cigar Shop. Jerry's has been a local favorite for cigar enthusiasts for the last 25 years. We have the largest walk-in humidors in town, filled to the brim with an amazing cigar selection. Relax in one of our leather chairs and enjoy an ice-cold beer or a glass of wine with your cigar. Jerry's is a great place to watch sports on our big flat-screen TVs and offers a comfortable setting for lively conversation. Visit our original store on Sharer Road or our new second location on Cary Forest Parkway. We hope to see you soon.
Powerball is throwing the ultimate party, and one lucky winner is going to win $1 million. Introducing Powerball's New Year's Rockin' Eve VIP experience. You and a guest could take the trip of a lifetime to New York City, packed with exclusive access to the biggest events in town. Plus, you'll receive an entry for a chance to become the first Powerball millionaire of 2020. Announced live on Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve. Play Powerball today. Learn more and enter to win at FLALottery.com/NYRE. The Florida Lottery. It's your ticket. Claim it! Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly.
Barry knows cool. He's keeping you comfortable. Barry knows cool. You can put him to the test.
You can't protect against everything life has in store, but you can sure try. When you turn to the experts at Carrier and Barano Heating and Air, we help you protect your investment with regular maintenance options that can keep your system safe. Receive same-day service when you sign up for the Total Comfort Service Program at baranoac.com. Florida license number CAC 1816186.
Summer's ending, and savings are back in business with Dell's Labor Day sale. Small businesses can save up to 40% on select business computers with Intel Core processors, plus free shipping on everything, including a wide selection of thousands of top-brand electronics. Give our specially trained small business technology advisors a call. They can help you find just the right tech to fit your business with Labor Day savings. Visit Dell.com/business deals or call 877-BUY-DELL. That's 877-BUY-DELL.
Driving every day from the Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat Studios. This is 97.9 ESPN Radio, WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. The first big weekend of college football kicks off tonight. Number 1 and defending national champ Clemson hosting Georgia Tech. The ACC Network's Mark Packer reveals the one team that might be the biggest threat to the Tigers in the ACC.
Syracuse has played Clemson the last 2 years probably better than anybody else in the country, and that includes Alabama. They beat them 2 years ago at the Dome. They'll see them in week 3. They had the Tigers on the ropes right here in Death Valley a year ago, and Dino Babers' guys, I think they might be the only team in the ACC that when they come through the tunnel, they look across the road and say, guess what? We can play with these guys because we've proven it the last 2 years. I don't think anybody else can make that statement. So I think it has to start with Syracuse.
Mark Packer on Golick and Wingo. Tonight's game, Georgia Tech at Clemson, is at 8 Eastern on the ACC Network, and there's a doubleheader on ESPN starting at 7 Eastern. UCLA at Cincinnati, followed by BYU hosting 14th-ranked Utah. Saturday's game between Florida State and Boise State will be played at noon in Tallahassee. It had been scheduled for a nighttime kickoff in Jacksonville, but was moved because of approaching Hurricane Dorian. It's also the final night for preseason football in the NFL. All 32 teams in action tonight, but don't expect to see many starters on the field. The new regular season kicks off 1 week from tonight with the Bears hosting the Packers. From the NBA, Nets forward Wilson Chandler gets a 25-game suspension for PEDs. Chandler signed with Brooklyn as a free agent after playing for the 76ers and the Clippers last season. Day 4 at the U.S. Open already today. Andrea Petkovic knocks out the 6th seed Petra Kvitova in straight sets. Live U.S. Open coverage continues right now on ESPN TV and on ESPN+.
Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Redemption Thursday, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener. Got a do-it-yourself project that needs to be finished? Cornerstone Tool and Fastener, 1110 Stuckey Avenue in Tallahassee and 3269 Crawfordville Highway. Online at ctf.nu.
Hour number 2, Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio, and a fine Redemption Thursday to you and yours. All right. Wagers are up on the Facebook page. If you missed it, of course, I went over them last hour, but ESPN Tallahassee on the Facebook page, and you can look at those wagers and say yay or nay. In fact, weigh in right there on the Facebook page. Jeff, you're crazy. I'm taking Pitt. Suck it. Whatever you want to write, that's fine.
Suck it.
I want you to find Zach and Jack or whatever that was.
Anybody out there, do you have the Zach and Jack promo from back in the day on a podcast?
Zach and Jack. Who was it? Who was the former Colts player that was on that show?
It was Jack.
Jack was
Jack Trudeau.
Was it Jack Trudeau?
I think so.
Yeah, Jack Trudeau.
Remember the promos, a little ditty, and they play that.
Yeah, I forgot about. You really remember a lot about that show. It's impressive.
Well, I had to cut the promos, so when you do that a couple hundred times,
it stays with you.
Especially the socket button.
I'll take that bet. It's another part of my fit. That guy asleep, that stoner asleep in that back room producing the show. Oh, well, I'll take that bet. He got so excited. Like, whoa, look at this. You know, that guy had a bookie right down the hall that he was making those wagers with.
Welcome to the show, Marty. Glad you could chip in for once.
No problem, guys. Yeah, okay. All right, you carry on. 13 minutes hard out.
Yeah.
On Twitter, it's at Jay Cameron Show, the WTSM app, good for your mobile devices. Hello, YouTubers and Periscopers. Good luck. Is it tonight for FAM? Yeah, I think so. That's going to be I think it's a 46-point spread.
Ooh. Depends on, does UCF want to cover?
You get your paycheck, man. Get your paycheck, and nobody get hurt, and let's
I think
ride
that's
out.
One of those where the coach might look at the boosters and say, tonight, ride with the Knights.
Oh,
you guys
right.
are good.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
I love identifying coaches who know the number. They are valuable people. Coaches who are aware of the number are very valuable people. It used to be, who was it? It was the best. Was it Les Miles?
Spurrier was pretty good at it.
Well, he was pretty good at it. But he also, I never knew if that's because he knew the number or he just wanted to score yet another touchdown. I mean, that was part of his personality.
He wanted to know records, though. What's the story about the record?
The Georgia one. It was when they were playing Between the Hedges, and he wanted to know the record number, record defeat Between the Hedges for Georgia, the greatest difference in score. And he found out that one more touchdown would do that, and he ordered a flea flicker and got it and started chuckling.
That clip of him last weekend was perfect because he was watching what we were watching, even though it was good for the Gators.
Yeah, just like
mostly when he saw that money, oh my God,
that's just terrible.
Why am I here?
This is terrible. You can email us. By the way, we got a good email a moment ago, or at least it was forwarded to me a moment ago. I don't know if you could have got it 3 days ago. I don't know. But here's what I'll tell you. I want to read this because it is a great idea. Wish I could give the person credit. They didn't write their name. But it's subject heading ACC Network, and he writes, "Hello, Tom, long-time listener here. I don't know if you guys have done it or not, but you may want to have you and Jeff talk about the 7-day free trial on Hulu and YouTube TV. It's a free way to watch tonight's Clemson game or any future games they may want to watch. Really enjoy you guys. Thanks." Well, thank you to whomever that was. You know who you are, and I'm thanking you. But, yeah, I don't know. And I was going to ask you this, too, speaking of which, because there are a lot of people clamoring. Now, okay, let's clarify something. Florida State is not on the ACC Network this weekend. No. So if you just tuned in and thought, oh, does he mean we're on the ACC Network? No, we've been moved to ESPN News. So instead of regular ESPN, which the game would have been on 7 o'clock on Saturday night, noon Saturday here at Doak, obviously as we now shift locales and host the game in our own backyard. If you're unable to go and you wanted to watch the game, you still can. It's on ESPN News, which if you have Xfinity is channel 449. So there's that. And, I wonder, there are a lot of people wondering about the ACC network. I don't know that I would be tuning in for my 7 days just so I could watch Clemson beat the brakes off of Georgia Tech tonight. That is a 35.5, 36-point spread.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Georgia Tech went out, got themselves a new coach and a new system, and this is the first you'll see of it. They're going to play a little up-tempo, throw it around the lot a little bit. We're not used to seeing this. I think most people would have looked at a shortened game because of the possessions and the running of the football that Georgia Tech does. That's not who they are anymore. I think it's got to be a tough ask to take kids who were recruited to run that system under Paul Johnson to now have to run a spread them out, throw it around the clock, throw it around the lot, up-tempo offense. We'll see. I have my doubts.
Well,
this figures to be a tough year.
Listen, as Paul Johnson has said, the B-backs are just receivers, but they're brought in closer. It's the same thing. It's the same kind of football. I don't know what people make a big deal about this for.
So I actually applauded Georgia Tech for their hire. But at the same time, I also immediately thought, boy, that's going to be a tough go for Georgia Tech fans this year because when you have to make a transition that is that significant, Jeff Collins' undertaking is an
80-year transition.
That's a weighty one, man. But I do like him. He's my age, 48 years old, young, smart coach. Did a really good job. Was it Temple? I think it was. Yeah, so he's a good coach. It's.
Think if you took an American from 39 and put him in now. That's what you're trying to do with a football team. They'd say, why are there Nazis still here? But,
Oh, man. I'm going back and through. I wanted to see all the different places he's been. Yeah, I knew he was the Temple head coach. You know that he was D.C. at the University of Florida?
I didn't know that.
No. Yeah, he was. So he was also a D.C. at Mississippi State. He's been some places. He's done some things. So, but they okay.
The word around that program, though, is refreshing, and I can't imagine any other word after following Paul Johnson's act, right?
Yeah, and by the way, he was a graduate assistant at Georgia Tech under George O'Leary, so hence this shift to where they're going, and those were good times. Those were heady times at Georgia Tech, and yeah, I'm with you. I thought it was a good hire. I thought it was one of the better hires of the offseason. It kind of went under the radar because it's Georgia Tech, and it's going to be a lot to try to turn all this around, given that you don't have the personnel. But, what are you going to do? Yeah, he was the DC under Jim McElwain.
A random college football note I heard yesterday when I was driving home. Michigan plays Army in week 2.
Yeah, I brought this up. You forgot about this because I said I'd be nervous if I were Michigan because the shortening of the game, that game a year ago went to overtime with Oklahoma, and we had a mutual friend, diehard Michigan fan, who said, "How dare you, sir? I, too, am nervous about the Army game." He texted me. Yeah, so.
I did forget about that.
Yeah, we did.
I heard that yesterday. Whew, that's a good, B- weekend game right there.
If I had been sitting next to you, I would have said, "Hey, ass, I brought this up on the air. We discussed this." Now, it's not this week. They don't play them this week.
Right, it's week 2.
Yeah, week 2. So this week they've got to push over like Middle Tennessee State.
Well, we say a lot of things.
We do.
Retaining all of them.
I know, it's fair.
Tough.
It's fair. Every now and then I do that, and you're like, we talked about it about a month ago, Jeff, extensively. Okay.
Well, I'm getting older. You got to have more empathy. That's what happens with old age.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Well, all right. The news of the day was indeed that they've moved the game. So, again, I reiterate, I may sound like a broken record today, but a lot of people may be tuning in and trying to make plans. We certainly want everybody to know, if they haven't already heard it, that Florida State has moved the game, or that the governor moved the game, and will not be played in Jacksonville, going to be here in Tallahassee. And so there's a lot of scrambling that goes into this. I will be very interested to see if this goes off without a hitch. Certainly knock on wood that it does. It's just that at that late date, asking people to try to get that stadium organized and ready to host a football game, and you're selling tickets for next to nothing, $10, $15 on the day of the game if you walk up. I got to believe that's going to be difficult. It is general admission, so if you get there and you get there early and you're ready to walk in, you're good to go, man. They're going to open the lots at 7 a.m. for those that are ready to tailgate.
Yeah, I think the most important announcement to come tomorrow would be what time do they open the gates. If it's general admission, then people are going to line up at the gates at a given time, right? You want to get there half an hour early to sit in a seat you've never been able to sit in before for a college football game that counts. So I would think that's one of the highlights in whatever release comes tomorrow from the university.
I would agree with that. Oh, by the way, you referenced sneaky good games. Tonight's not a sneaky good game. It's just a good game. Utah and BYU, we get a chance to watch that. I actually think Utah State and Wake Forest is a fun game, which if you saw my Redemption Thursday wagers, I had to go against Utah State. But I would add that perhaps there are a couple of really sneaky good games. East Carolina, NC State strikes me as sneaky good. Ole Miss, Memphis strikes me as sneaky good, with Memphis being a favorite over an SEC school. Sort of a pseudo rivalry given the proximity of the two schools. I would also argue that very quietly we get Stanford and Northwestern. Now, I'm not flocking to a television to watch Stanford and Northwestern, but you got a 5-star kid at quarterback for Northwestern. A lot of people believe they'll be a lot better. Stanford's always physical, always well coached. That's kind of a sneaky, decent game early on.
That's out west, right?
Yeah.
This is the return match for the body clock game. Remember that?
Body clock game. That's right. So Stanford gets it, and then obviously Virginia Tech, Boston College. A good football game.
Big game.
I think it's a good football game. Sorry, Steve, as much as I love you, I think VT gets the win.
Probably. He believes the offense is going to be explosive. I think that spells doom for their season.
Yeah, that's not what you want to hear from Adazio. You want to hear rugged defense, great secondary, linebackers that are tackling machines, run the football, shorten the game, beat you ugly, 24-21, take it on down the road. Not, we've got the best offense we've ever had. Oh, Steve, I don't want to hear that.
What would the money line be that we get to interview him again next year in Charlotte as the head coach of Boston College, not as an analyst for the ACC network?
Oh, he'll be the head coach again. He won 7 games last year. They went bowling. You're not firing a guy a year removed from taking BC to a bowl game. That's he's a machine, man. Now, they're going to have a down year. They're not going to be good. I almost sensed it. I wanted to say something when we were talking about that pastry afterwards. I kind of wanted to pull him aside and say, are we at that level? Can I talk to you for a second? You guys aren't any good, are you?
You gave me a pastry. I mean, we're at that level.
Yeah.
I think that qualifies.
Listen, you know how you said wine is critical?
Vital, yeah.
Vital? Indeed, this year. I hope you stocked up. I think you're going to have a tough go.
Don't say that. I got to lose weight.
I'm just telling you, Steve, I think it would be wise to stock up on the aforementioned wine. Also, if you're looking for other sneaky good games, they seem to reside in the ACC. Virginia and Pitt, good football game, important football game for the Coast, very important football game for the Coastal.
That's the night kick, right?
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm going to watch the hell out of that game.
This is the best part of having the nooner, man.
Yeah.
Is now you got a day of college football watching in front of you.
Well, and you got Auburn and Oregon, and then, later on. Are you surprised? I knew they couldn't set the number high enough. The Oklahoma-Houston over-under is in the 80s, and that makes sense with these two offenses, and those two defenses, however you want to say it, and nobody stopping anybody.
But is Houston's offense actually good? It was a train wreck last year.
I think it'll be good. Yeah, it was not at the end. No, it wasn't a train wreck last year. For much of the year, it was really good. It was at the end of the year that it was bad.
Right, they crashed. I remember watching the bowl game once we knew that
it's Army. They got blown out.
Yeah,
I picked Army. Yeah, but it was over. They
so the one game I watched, the offense was a train wreck, man.
But they did an entire article in Week 9 about Houston leading the country in yards and points.
Yeah. I know. That's why we got the guy. I get it.
Yeah, it wasn't a train wreck.
But the one game I watched was terrible.
It was terrible. It scared a lot of people. But no, they got a good offense. We'll see if they still have a good offense. I think they will.
At least I'm transparent when I say I watched one game instead of somebody like being an NFL draft analyst. I don't think he's very accurate. Based on what?
What, yeah. How many times you watch him?
Well, that time they played Florida.
Yeah. Notre Dame, Louisville. I got to be honest with you. For teams with names, that's the one I'm least interested in on Monday night. I'm kind of like, I guess I'll tune in because there's nothing else
pennant
on.
Race action
is there
on?
some sort of baseball game I could watch?
Monday Night Raw?
That number is up to 20.5, I think it is.
That's it? 20.5?
Well, Louisville's now got a new coach. I think they'll move in the right direction. If you get me to 21.5, I'm taking Louisville.
I hope it gets there.
You want to do a side wager with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we'll do it. We'll see about you, Notre Dame. We'll see. I don't know.
Aren't we predicting Louisville to win like 3 games this year? 4 games total, maybe?
Probably.
So is Notre Dame falling off that much?
I don't think so. It's first games, man. First games are weird. You give me 21.5, I'm getting more than 3 touchdowns? On principle, I'm taking the 21.5.
We're predicting Louisville to be this year's Arkansas, though.
No, I think Louisville is about to move in the right direction. Now, it ain't going to be this year, but they did a good job, too, in their coaching search. So I think they'll be all right. I mean, that's they're not ready yet, Tom, but I'm just 21.5, man. I'm going to take that bet. If you just want to give it to me, we'll put it up there. Give me Louisville plus 21.5.
Signed, sealed, delivered, sir.
I like it. There we go. We got one. There's a tall boy. I'm going to ask for another one before the day is up. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle
This is the Jeff Cameron Show. Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
All right, well, we'll have to secure that. Double check. I'm here at 10 a.m. for the gates to open on Saturday. Of course, 7 a.m. for parking. That we know. That came out in the official release, so there's that. But we'll keep double checking, making sure we secure everything there. And I'm going to guess that those $50 Champions Club seats will be made available to the public tomorrow, whereas the boosters already have access to those. But if they don't sell out.
You're going to guess, huh?
You know, that's my guess, Tom. Just fancying a guess. What do you think of that?
Yeah, gates will open at 10. That's on social media now. They put that out. So
okay.
There's going to actually, we'll probably have a decent presence before kickoff because people want to get some seats up close.
Wow. Kind of a weird story here. I'm reading that has nothing to do with the upcoming games and certainly not something that would be on our radar, but an arrest warrant for DeMarcus Cousins.
Old Boogie.
On a misdemeanor domestic violence charge has been issued in Mobile, Alabama.
That stems from the phone call audio from earlier this week, I think.
Yes, and that is ugly audio as I now read that. Not going to read that on the air. Can't read that on the air. That's, not good. Been a tough offseason for Boogie.
So FSU Tickets had a graphic that said Gates on Twitter, FSU Tickets. The gates will open at 10 a.m., and they put that a couple hours ago. And as of a couple hours ago, 12,000-plus tickets had already been sold for Saturday's game.
I mean, I really got to imagine that listen, I mean, you're right. You've talked about what's likely to happen in terms of attendance for this game and the atmosphere. I do think you're right. It's probably going to be pretty boisterous. People are ready to let loose. You know what happens when these storms come in? I mean, we certainly all had enough experience with this now is whether or not you like to fancy yourself as calm, cool, collected, measured, all that stuff, it changes. It makes you nervous throughout the course of the day because you're having to make constant adjustments and plans and all that stuff, and it puts everybody under a lot of stress. You're calling to loved ones, you're calling to friends, and this is all right now obviously centered around travel and a storm and a football game, and everybody has that shared nervous energy. And when you get a chance to let it go, when collectively you can kind of either breathe a sigh of relief after the storm. I've always noticed that the first big celebration when things subside, people get loose. And in a way, I think maybe sort of dodging a bullet here a little bit. Not completely.
Sure.
You knock on wood, but people will
You're
be
talking
very
about the way the models look?
Yeah.
Right now they're trending towards a run up the Atlantic coast. But, I mean, yesterday was completely different. It could be completely different tomorrow again. It's just nice to see that when the models were split yesterday, and actually in some ways it was 3/4 of the models, the big ones, saying that this storm was going to cut across the state of Florida and into the Gulf and strengthen again.
At that point, we were
disaster.
all absolutely paranoid because if that happened and it strengthened and then moved straight up, we were all in deep trouble.
It looks like more are now agreeing that it's going to be a run along the Atlantic coast, not to be callous to the folks who live on the coast of Florida on the east side. But given what it could have been in terms of a double landfall yesterday, it's trending in that direction, but we don't know yet. I mean, shoot, this thing is stalling more and more. So it might be till tomorrow this time that we really know exactly what it's going to do or have a better idea. But the cone still is the entire width of the state of Florida, or the height of it, actually, I should say.
You end up reaching a level of exhaustion because if you want to, with these kinds of stories, you can just continue refresh your phone, refresh the page you're on and all that, and just watch every little incremental shift in what they think is going to happen and just drive yourself nuts.
I forget the names after a while. If they skirt you, you do. If they don't, then you'll remember it forever. But a couple of years ago, I remember the intensity for the storm that was supposed to land in Tampa was, egregiously high. And my folks left, and they decided to go to Disney World, and they just They hold up at the Polynesian. They got,
we're just gonna
on the
take
plane
it to
with the
Disney
free
World,
cocktail
Tom.
hour. They
Yeah.
did the whole 9. And the thing took a turn to the east, and it went over Disney instead of Tampa. So you just never know until it's all said and done where these things will end up.
Yeah, I have. I tell my dad every year at the start of hurricane season, make sure you're ready for impromptu, Cameron Clan visit out of the blue. Like, here we come, animals and all. Got the dogs in the back to boot.
Yeah,
Can't
that's
leave
the thing.
them
The
behind.
animals. Yep.
Yeah, you got to load them up. And my dad's always like, okay, there's room for everybody. Let's go. Load up the dogs. We'll watch some football. All right. It's becoming a thing. I wish it would stop. I like visiting my dad, but under very different circumstances.
In a way, it's kind of fun the first time. In a way. But then you're doing it 4 years in a row.
Tired of it. New Jersey sports books looking at the debate over which team is the favorite to win the national championship. Clemson is the betting favorite to win the national championship in Las Vegas. Alabama sitting atop odds boards at several casinos. Caesars Sportsbook and MGM, two bookmakers who operate in both jurisdictions, have Alabama and Clemson listed as co-favorite. Okay. Still not tired of this? Sports director for the sportsbook, John Murray, for the Superbook at Westgate, said he'd make Alabama a tiny favorite at -1 over Clemson if the two teams were to meet on a neutral field this weekend. Not me.
Even without their best
I was
linebacker
just
gone?
about to say, not me, man. No. I'd be taking Clemson in that matchup. In fact, go ahead and give me a point in Clemson all day long.
Interesting. But, I mean, Clemson's defense has a ton to prove this season, so I can understand why you would lean that way.
I think Bama's defense does, too. I mean, they're thin. They've lost some, relative, of course. We would all like to have Alabama and Clemson problems. Sure, yes. They've certainly recruited well.
This would have been the 90s, though. If it was, it would have been Florida State, Miami, late 80s, early 90s, and then it would have been Florida State, Florida in the mid to late 90s. If the playoff existed, there would have been such fatigue with us because we would always be there, and Miami and Florida would have taken turns most years. Nebraska here or there.
Yeah, Nebraska certainly in the 90s would have had their shot and did. And, I think when you go back and you play this game where you project what it would have looked like in a playoff, you actually get angry because Florida State would have been able to overcome a singular late season loss to a Miami. Florida State would have been able, because if they were sitting there at, back then 10-1, and your one loss is a road loss by a field goal to the number 1 ranked team in the country, you're like, they probably deserve to be in if there's 4. It's just they would. It's like with Georgia and Alabama.
We would have been in.
Yeah, every year. And so there have been many times where you thought, a neutral field, I like us here. Frustrating. Any number of times. Hell, I maintain you could go back even to the year that they lost to Southern Miss and Clemson in back-to-back games and started 0-2 and promptly ran the table and beat Florida and Miami. And at the end of the year, there was no question they were the best team in the country by far. If they had a committee at that time, I even think a 2-loss Florida State might have had a shot there.
Was that 89?
Yeah.
The Brett Favre year? It's one of our only losses in Jacksonville, isn't it? I think so.
That's correct, yeah. Well, you lose to a Hall of Famer eventually. We
right.
had no idea.
A guy by the name of.
Yeah,
that's the old joke.
Son of a bitch. Look at this guy out here.
Like the guy from Stanford last year. He's going to be an NFL Hall of Famer.
The bigger bets in Las Vegas have been on the Crimson Tide. The Superbook took $20,000 and $10,000 bets on the Tide at 5-2 odds this week. Imagine those people rolling in there with a duffel bag of $20,000. Give me the Tide. Heading into week 1, sportsbook operator CG Technology had taken 10 times as much money on Alabama so far as it had on Clemson. Wow.
How about that?
Yeah, it's interesting. It is. William Hill Sportsbooks, more money has been bet on Clemson than has been bet on any other team, including a $6,000 wager on the Tigers placed in New Jersey. The average national title bet on Clemson is around $125, while the average bet on Alabama is around $75. There's a joke there, but
there is.
There's plenty of them.
Yep.
Odds for Trevor Lawrence and Tua Tagovailoa. That's a good one, actually. They feel like Trevor could get Tua'd.
Yeah, by his own teammate, though.
Yeah, by his own teammate. Exactly. That would be interesting. Chef Cameron Show 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Long Beach.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
BYU hosting 14th-ranked Utah. Saturday's game between Florida State and Boise State will be played at noon in Tallahassee. It had been scheduled for a nighttime kickoff in Jacksonville, but was moved because of approaching Hurricane Dorian. It's also the final night for preseason football in the NFL. All 32 teams in action tonight, but don't expect to see many starters on the field. The new regular season kicks off 1 week from tonight with the Bears hosting the Packers. From the NBA, Nets forward Wilson Chandler gets a 25-game suspension for PEDs. Chandler signed with Brooklyn as a free agent after playing for the 76ers and the Clippers last season. Day 4 at the U.S. Open already today. Andrea Petkovic knocks out the 6th seed Petra Kvitova in straight sets. Live U.S. Open coverage continues right now on ESPN TV and on ESPN+.
Hardee's new 2-3 More breakfast menu is as easy as a walk in the park. $2 gets you a pair of cinnamon and raisin biscuits or a savory sausage biscuit. $3 gets you a tasty bacon, egg, and cheese on a made-from-scratch biscuit. And $4 gets you a hearty breakfast platter loaded with sausage and other breakfast classics. In fact, the new 2-3 More menu may even be simpler than a walk in the park. It's more like a walk in an airport, where they have those sidewalks that move for you. Pilots have it made. The new Hardee's 2-3 More menu. Offer available for a limited time during regular breakfast hours at participating Hardee's restaurants. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included.
Who's ready for the best wings in Tally and locally brewed beers? Hobbit American Grill is the place to be. They've been voted Tally's best wings again in 2018. Hobbit offers Bingo Mondays, happy hour all day Fridays with craft beers on tap from all the local breweries. And the Hobbit is your home for all the UFC fights with plenty of high-def TVs for everyone. Be on the lookout for the food truck coming soon with the best lip-smacking wings in town. Hobbit American Grill, celebrating 40 years of serving great food to great friends for good times. For info on their hours and 3 locations, visit them online at myhobbitonline.com.
AAA Tree Experts has been a Tallahassee staple for over 35 years. But did you know they now offer landscaping? AAA landscaping services include custom outdoor landscape, creative landscape design and architecture, hardscapes, waterscapes, retention walls, and French drains, irrigation and sodding, landscape and holiday lighting. Call them today for all your outdoor landscaping needs. 850-385-3319. Or visit them online at AAATreeExperts.net. AAA Tree Experts and Landscaping.
A Sport Clips Championship haircut experience makes you feel like your hair has its own walk-up music. Maybe you play sports. Maybe you play sports online. Or maybe your sport is keeping up with your kids. Your hair deserves its own walk-up music, and at Sport Clips, we make it easy. A game-changing cut from a stylist trained for guys while you're surrounded by sports. Hair this good needs no introduction, but you'll want one anyway. So download the app, check in, and get your hair in the game.
For young people, education can be a guiding light. It provides a path to achieve their dreams. That's why the Florida Lottery proudly supports the Bright Futures Scholarship Program, helping over 800,000 students attend college. And we want to continue creating brighter tomorrows. If you're a current Bright Futures scholar or Florida educator, visit flalottery.com/brightfutures to let us know how we can help you shine even further.
Hendrick. We're celebrating the Hendrick Summer Sales Event all month long at the all-new Dale Earnhardt Jr. Chevrolet. Shop over 300 new Chevrolet cars, trucks, and SUVs right here on Tennessee Street, or find new roads at DaleJuniorChevy.com.
Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Redemption Thursday, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener. Got a do-it-yourself project that needs to be finished? Cornerstone Tool and Fastener, 1110 Stuckey Avenue in Tallahassee and 3269 Crawfordville Highway. Online at ctf.nu.
Reminder, by the way, that we will be at Corner Pocket Bar and Grill tomorrow for the show. So if you're getting off work and you want to swing by, get your tall cold one, and sit back, think about some college football. There are games on tomorrow, so you can ease on into that. And, yeah, isn't that fun? I should repeat that aloud. There are games on tomorrow.
Games on in 90 minutes, 2 hours, whatever it is.
Yeah, there are games on all night tonight, man. It's a full slate. You got well, obviously, FAM plays tonight against UCF, and I'm knocking on wood there for FAMU. Georgia Tech and Clemson take place tonight, 8 o'clock, ACC Network. A lot of you have been very helpful in noting the many ways in which you can get a free preview or find the ACC Network. If you are obviously a Comcast or Xfinity carrier, you don't get it right now because they're not carrying the network. They need to get off their ass and do that. But until that time, the PS4, the PS View, you can get it that way as well. And if you just get their sports package, it's just $10. You get that. You have access to the ACC network and other programming. And then I know this is a time where you can sign up and get a free 7, sometimes 10-day trial for YouTube TV, which has the ACC network. As does what's the other one?
Hulu Plus.
Hulu
yeah,
Plus,
you have to get the Plus.
Got to get the Plus. So Hulu Plus, another way in which you can get the ACC network. If you were just dying to watch that Georgia Tech Clemson game, I don't know that I am necessarily tonight.
Or you could go to your favorite watering hole like the Corner Pocket because DirecTV's got it, man. So if you're around town, just stop into a place. More for Saturday, though, right? To watch the games they have there, the conference tilts.
Yeah. But anyhow, Georgia Tech and Clemson play tonight at 8. And then if you wanted to watch Jimbo Fisher and the Texas A&M Aggies, you can tonight at 8:30. That's on the SEC network. We all get that. If you want to watch that game, I don't know how long you'll be watching it because that doesn't figure to be great. I mean, that's the Texas State Bobcats coming in to get an ass beaten.
It's a cool logo, not much more.
It is a really cool logo. It's a weird logo, too. That's the weirdest look. It's like a futuristic alien bobcat.
Demon bobcat.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like any kind of a bobcat you'd ever see. Like, if I saw a bobcat in the woods that looked like that, now I would really be nervous at that point. Your average bobcat.
I would train it, domesticate it, and use it on my enemies.
The Utes and the Cougars are the game tonight. And I'm an old man, so it really does piss me off that this game is at 10:15 because I really want to watch it. And I'm really excited to watch it, and I'm going to make myself watch it. But damn it, man. 10:15. What are we doing? Should have forced them to play earlier for my purposes.
Absolutely. Take a cue from the rest of the Pac-12. Let's go.
Yeah, what are you doing, guys?
Kick it off early.
Sweet Jesus.
Middle of your workday. Should be playing right now.
Let's go. And then the Friday games, you get Wisconsin dealing with a lot of nasty down in Tampa. Just
hot. I won't do
it. You also get Tulsa and Michigan State on Friday. So, I don't know. You'd maybe pay me a little bit to watch that Tulsa-Michigan State match, but I don't think I'm tuning in.
No? You don't think so?
Something about
it's not going to be in the rotation?
I don't like the Golden Hurricane and the Spartans just doesn't feel right to me. I'm kind of like,
Neuheisel was talking up the Tulane game because he said
good game. It's a 3-point spread and get Butch Davis coming into town.
Yeah, FIU,
Tulane.
Tulane.
Yeah, buddy.
For what they are, those are two good teams.
Real good teams. And Butch Davis is a good coach. We know that. And after back-to-back poor seasons, had a really good season last year, and he'll have that group well coached and ready to go. And Tulane's a good team. Yeah, I think that's a sneaky good game, too. Good job, Rick. You knew what the hell
He's an old pal of yours.
Oh, Rick I got him in the phone right here. I can call Neuheisel tonight. Ask him for some betting tips. I don't think he would appreciate that.
He might not mind. He seems like the type who might.
He got in trouble for it. That's why he wouldn't want me like.
Oh, when he was coaching?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God,
that was the joke.
He seems like a different guy to me though, because like the guy who was on the sidelines versus the dude playing the guitar on Dan Patrick versus this. I mean, he's had so many little pockets into his career.
New Heisel story that makes me laugh. So I hosted a show with him 5 or 6 times, and when we got to kind of know each other, you just start talking about your backgrounds and all that. When you're in break, when you're doing a show on SiriusXM, when you go to break, you can still talk to your co-host. And, he has a house in Arizona. So he's living in Arizona. I'm here. And we're chit-chatting. And as I'm talking to him, he's like, "You want to hear some Beatles?" So what? He goes, "I can play the Beatles and sing them." Oh, okay. He just starts playing the guitar. He's playing Yesterday, and then he's singing it. We're just sitting there. I'm like, all right, well, I don't want to hear Yesterday. If we're let's mix it up.
Yeah,
here,
and spruce it up a little bit.
Yeah, and so he proceeded to play like a medley of Beatles songs, and then we're 30 seconds or 20 seconds from coming back on live, and the producer's like, all right, Rick, we're 20 seconds away.
So they're used to this.
Yeah, and he's just playing, doodling along, playing. He's good. And then all of a sudden, and I'm driving the show, so we're at 5, 4. He's still singing and noodling. I'm like, oh, they'll cut his mic, but I can still hear it in my ears. And I got, welcome back.
Did you ever say welcome back and he was still strumming?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He's a goofball, but knowledgeable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just looked at Tulane's schedule last year. They did some things.
They're good.
They beat the Tar out of South Florida. They beat Memphis. They beat Navy, who didn't last year. They hung in there with Wake Forest early in the season. They're all right. Not too bad.
Yeah, and that is one of the sneaky good games. You try to find all those early on for viewing pleasure, wagering, whatever it might be. You're trying to find a lot of things here. I would say this. There are a lot of things that, okay, so the shift of our game has made national news, but there are a lot of players that were ruled eligible. North Carolina transfer, the cornerback, the Kelly kid, he's ruled eligible for the South Carolina game. Offensive lineman for Tennessee, last name Smith, I can't remember his first name. He was cleared to return. He's supposed to be a big part of what they do. He had blood clots. That's good news. He's going to be able to play. You root for him. But, yeah, there's been a lot of news. A lot of people cleared to play and or projected to be able to start that were kind of on the fence. So if you just go look through at the news nuggets, it may affect the way you view games, but a lot of guys cleared to play.
And you know what? That's one thing I learned in the last few weeks is we were all hyper-focused at that on Jordan Travis and whether or not he was going to get his waiver and if it was going to come in anything close to a timely fashion relative to the opener in the season. But we weren't the only ones, not by a long shot. There have been a lot of rulings that have come down just this week, yays and nays.
Tons of them, and there are 2 big ones that remain. There's a player for Tennessee who got in trouble, got into a bit of an altercation with an officer, which is never a good look, but he got probation, and now they're looking at whether or not the university will start him or sit him because it's not a felony, just probation. I don't think he struck the officer. I think he just kind of resisted or something that happened there. And so it's one of these dicey areas. Very apparently.
Well, it also depends if it's a uniformed officer or not
very much so.
Yeah.
So because I don't know all of the details of that case, I certainly won't pontificate on that. All I'll say is this. Apparently he's a vital player, and a lot of the Vols fans are kind of need him. What are we doing? and actually, that's where we're at right now, all around the country, with a whole bunch of people. That wasn't good, but kind of need him.
Right. Scheduled a big opener.
The seasons are starting here. I mean, we have certainly vetted the situation now for weeks on end.
I'm playing Texas State to start the year, so
kind of gonna need him. And there is debate, obviously, about the significance of and how much it'll mean to Alabama that they've been thinned out. That Dylan Moses injury is a big damn deal. There's a thought now for a lot of the people that cover that program, and we know a couple, that they think they're going to be in some shootouts this year. You just don't picture that with Alabama, but like a lot of shootouts.
Trying to think on their schedule. A&M?
Yeah, well, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Because they can sling it around a little bit.
Is Auburn going to be that lethal? That's one thing we're going to find out this weekend.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me about the Dylan Moses injury and the other injuries isn't about that the West as a whole. It's really about Georgia and Alabama and the SEC championship game.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it.
We got this.
In more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Tallahassee loves the corner pocket as much as a crystal ball winning catch.
He's looking, he lost it to the end zone. It's Benjamin! Touchdown! With 13 seconds left!
The 97.9 ESPN radio special is a must-have every Monday and Wednesday at the corner pocket. 10 mouth-watering wings, a fresh side of fries, and a chilled domestic pint of beer are just $9.79 all day long. Be sure and try the fish blend of sauces, a true wing eater's favorite. The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill.
He's gone!
Home of Trivia Tuesday, Beer Bingo Thursday, and the daily $7.99 lunch special.
T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. T-Spark, TSparkConstruction.com.
Are you starting a new business or expanding your business? Looking for the right general contractor to assist you with a tenant space build-out? Look no further. From restaurant to retail, we have the experience to work with you. At T-Spark Enterprises, we are ready to be a part of your vision and build a space that exceeds your expectations. Whether you're looking for design build or build from your own design, give us a call today for a free consultation. As the owner of T-Spark Enterprises, I guarantee when it comes to your business space, we only provide picture-perfect results.
Call 850-766-1340. T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. T-Spark, TSparkConstruction.com.
License number CGC 1525336.
Fonville Lewis Messer McConaughey sponsors Braves baseball so that all of you can enjoy the action. Ever since the days of Hank Aaron and Dale Murphy, we've been Tallahassee's home run hitting law firm. And because we don't get paid unless we win, we want to win every case as much as Chipper Jones wanted to win every game. So when you're injured, don't just trust any law firm to handle your case. Make the call to the bullpen for a trusted closer. To see our stats on the back of our baseball card, visit wrongfullyinjured.com. Fonville Lewis Messer McConaughey. Personal injury law is all we do.
Thursdays are Friday Eve, and that's a reason to celebrate. No matter what you're looking for, they've got you covered every Thursday down in College Town. Centrale offers 50% off select pizzas all day, every Thursday. Or you can stop by Township for Taco Thursday. $2 house tacos, $2. Madison Social offers the Social Agreement. You and a buddy can split one order of wings, 2 Madso burgers, 2 bourbons, 2 proof Madison Socials, all for just $40. See what they did there? And don't worry about parking. Plenty of spaces available in the parking deck or surrounding lots. Check out all the Thursday College Town deals right now on ThursdaysInCollegetown.com.
Cornerstone Tool and Fastener in Makita welcome back football season. And to kick it off, we are bringing the best deals of the year. Buy a brushless premium Makita 5-amp hour kit, get an instant $50 gift rebate, and your choice of another bare tool free. Plus, we are adding in another 5-amp battery for free. That's 3 batteries and 3 tools. Check out our specials on cordless blowers, chainsaws, compressors, and so much more. Cornerstone Tool and Fastener, 1110 Stuckey Ave in Tallahassee and 3269 Crawfordville Highway. Tallahassee location open Saturdays, 8 a.m. to noon. Online at ctf.nu.
The Jeff Cameron Show is brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener. Big store pricing with local service. Online at ctf.nu.
I almost forgot there's a goodness waiting out there for you to partake in, and that is a prize that you'd want. Text Fan Cave to 66555. You've heard me say this before. A reminder to get it in. Do this. Let's make it happen. Text Fan Cave 66555. That's Fan Cave 2 66555. And enter to win an Ultimate Fan Cave from Bud Light. Over $1,500 worth of prize right there. That's what they're doing for you. Text Fan Cave to 66555, or you can visit trianglesales.com. Got to be 21 years of age or older, and obviously they want you to drink responsibly. And we thank Tri-Eagle Sales for that one. But that's a cool giveaway, and it's the right time of year to do it.
We do thank Tri-Eagle Sales, Bud Light, as well as OnQ Financial and Hardee's for sponsoring Tallahassee Game Day, which you can catch on Saturday, 9 a.m. Since we moved the kick up to noon, that's going to be a 9 a.m. start to the pregame show.
By the way, a whole bunch of, while we're kind of taking care of business and getting all the logistics out, I haven't even mentioned it because they all feel absolutely worthless. Don't know how many people are going to be tuning in, and that's not the proper way to sell it, Jeff. I understand, to these preseason football games tonight. The Bucs will be on our airwaves
that's
late
correct.
tonight, 8 o'clock kickoff. The Bucs and the Cowboys.
Will you hear better efforts out of Bradley Pinion, the punter? That's what tonight's
That's
about.
all you cared about. Are you going to flip over there to watch a punt or two, are you?
We're in line drives back and forth.
Yeah, wasn't good. Anyhow, Bucs, Cowboys tonight, 8 o'clock. There are, you know what, tonight's tonight. It's like a full league thing. You've got the only thing I'm going to watch, and I don't even know that I'm going to watch, does he go undefeated? Does my man Harbaugh, who cares deeply, they're on the road to Washington.
Ooh, well, it's a local rivalry.
Yeah. Does he carry it out? That would be back-to-back-to-back seasons of going undefeated for Harbaugh in the preseason.
You know what that would make him? The Tom Amansky of the preseason.
I got to tell you, I'm really rooting for it. I'm not joking when I say don't watch a lot of preseason football. Do like to gamble whenever there's a sure thing. Baltimore has been that sure thing. Plus, it born a phrase. Harbaugh cares deeply. People picked up on that. If he wins tonight, we're all going to hashtag Harbaugh cares deeply. Let's do it together as a group, a Cameron Show group. We see that final score, Baltimore wins. Hashtag Harbaugh cares deeply.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
19 Infinity in stock. That's right, you pay what we pay, dealer cost, and actually even less with an additional $1,000 to $2,500 in end-of-summer bonus cash on every 2019 model. But wait, there's more. Craft Infinity gives you 4 years or 40,000 miles of free oil changes and tire rotations. Seriously, this is Craft Infinity's first Labor Day weekend sale, and we're making it big, real big. We start by showing you the invoice, then subtract $1,000 to $2,500 in bonus cash, and we include a free maintenance contract for 4 years or 40,000 miles. It's Infinity of Tallahassee's Labor Day weekend end of summer sales event going on now through Tuesday, September 3rd, and we're open Labor Day. Infinity of Tallahassee, Kraft Brothers dealership, 3355 Capitol Circle Northeast, next to Ted's Montana Grill.
Come visit the new and exciting Hangar 38. This amazing place is for everyone listening right now. Practice your bowling skills, compete, and have fun. Whether you're a newbie, an all-star, or a beer frame champion, no matter how you roll, you'll find the best place to bowl is at Hangar 38. Hangar 38 is home to over 75 arcade games, so they're sure to have something for everyone. Zeppelin's at Hangar 38 is a premier full-service restaurant and sports bar, and it's also your place for birthday parties and company outings. Tallahassee, what are you waiting for? Come on out to Zeppelin's Hangar 38, 6668 Thomasville Road behind Walgreens.
Barry knows cool, he's keeping you comfortable. Barry knows cool, you can put him to the test.
People always appreciate it when you deliver on a promise and go the extra mile. When you turn to the experts at Carrier and Barano Heating and Air, our team would treat you like you would want to be treated. Zero interest financing and low monthly payments are available when you're approved for the Carrier credit card. Apply at baranoac.com. Florida license number CAC 1816186.
Pickens Tree Service has over 25 years of experience in cutting down trees and removing stumps in the Tallahassee area. While you may appreciate the beauty of foliage on your property, certain trees may pose a health risk to the owners. Pickens Tree Service will help you identify these potential issues and take preventative measures to remove the risk along with the tree. Just give them a call for a free estimate at 850-590-1833. That's 850-590-1833. Pickens Tree Service, Tallahassee, Thomasville, Quincy, Crawfordville, and surrounding areas.
Hendrick.
It's the Hendrick Summer Sales Event at Dale Earnhardt Jr. Buick GMC. Save big on over 200 new Buick and GMC cars, trucks, and SUVs. We are professional grade. DaleJr.BuickGMC.com.
Very intrigued by the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
When things break, do you prefer to fix them or replace them?
I'd like to leave it there as long as possible until it becomes totally impossible to use the thing anymore. Mm-hmm. And then pay someone to fix it.
Yeah, pay someone to fix it. I like to leave it there as long as possible to see how long it's going to take Abby to notice. And it's not very long usually, and then she pays someone to fix it.
My father taught us very few things, right? My brother loves to tell the story of going to like a Boy Scout meet and his car that they made at home falling apart on, before it started, the wheels came off and everything else. But one thing my father did teach me, and it's something that I saw throughout my childhood, is find friends who are good at fixing things. Make your social circle friends who are good at fixing things so that you never have to fix anything for yourself.
That's a heady play, man.
The Dan Le Batard Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Driving every day from the Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat Studios. This is 97.9 ESPN Radio. WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. The first big weekend of college football kicks off tonight. Number 1 and defending national champ Clemson hosting Georgia Tech. The ACC Network's Mark Packer reveals the one team that might be the biggest threat to the Tigers in the ACC.
Syracuse has played Clemson the last 2 years, probably better than anybody else in the country, and that includes Alabama. They beat them 2 years ago at the Dome. They'll see them in week 3. They had the Tigers on the ropes right here in Death Valley a year ago, and Dino Babers guys, I think they might be the only team in the ACC that when they come through the tunnel, they look across the road and say, guess what? We can play with these guys because we've proven it the last 2 years. I don't think anybody else can make that statement. So I think it has to start with Syracuse.
Mark Packer on Golick and Wingo. Tonight's game, Georgia Tech at Clemson, is at 8 Eastern on the ACC Network, and there's a doubleheader on ESPN starting at 7 Eastern. UCLA at Cincinnati, followed by BYU hosting 14th-ranked Utah. Saturday's game between Florida State and Boise State will be played at noon in Tallahassee. It had been scheduled for a nighttime kickoff in Jacksonville, but was moved because of approaching Hurricane Dorian. It's also the final night for preseason football in the NFL. All 32 teams in action tonight, but don't expect to see many starters on the field. The new regular season kicks off 1 week from tonight with the Bears hosting the Packers. From the NBA, Nets forward Wilson Chandler gets a 25-game suspension for PEDs. Chandler signed with Brooklyn as a free agent after playing for the 76ers and the Clippers last season. Day 4 at the U.S. Open already today. Andrea Petkovic knocks out the 6th seed Petra Kvitova in straight sets. Live U.S. Open coverage continues right now on ESPN TV and on ESPN+.
Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Redemption Thursday, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener. Got a do-it-yourself project that needs to be finished? Cornerstone Tool and Fastener, 1110 Stuckey Avenue in Tallahassee and 3269 Crawfordville Hunt at ctf.nu.
Jeff Cameron Show, at least for today. Thanks for tuning to it, and a fine Redemption Thursday to you and yours. I'm Jeff, that's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live via the streaming free always. Don't miss anything, but if you do, we got you covered all 3 hours to be posted upon the conclusion of the show on iTunes and our own audio vault. Remember, you can email the show if you like, jcs at 979espnradio.com. If you've emailed in the last 48 hours, I probably haven't read, not because I don't want to, but we've been buried. Crazy times, crazy day. We'll get you caught up. Many of you work and work very hard for a living, don't have time to monitor storms, don't have time to constantly check social media and the like. So if you're hopping in your car now or you're just tuning in and you want to know the goods, I'll give you the release from the university, which came out earlier today, and get you caught up on the logistics and all that good stuff. If you miss portions of the show, it's up afterwards, all 3 hours on iTunes. You go there, rate, review, share, comment, all that. It helps us out. Apparently, you're supposed to say 5 stars, whatever. You do what you want, but just make sure you comment on that. Email us if you like, JCS.
That's what I'm talking about.
JCS at 979. Well, you shame me if I don't put 5 stars on a freaking Uber ride.
Well, I think the standard is...
Well, standard is for ranking the show. The same thing. Got to give it 5 stars.
That's a hell of a retort. Had you been thinking about that for a while?
No, I just thought about the last time I heard some other 5-star thing, and I remember you getting on me about not giving
I feel like if the car is clean, the person is cordial at least, and they get you two there without, 2-foot driving, 2 feet on one on each pedal.
If the show's competent and doing all right, 5-star it. Actually, the reason,
touche,
if I'm rigorous about this, air conditioning matters the most on those rides. Yes, it's a given you better have a clean car. It's a given you better know how to drive. I can't have you weaving all over the road and scaring the hell out of me.
I have yet to be in an Uber or Lyft without air conditioning working in the car.
I was in an Uber on the way over to the listener appreciation event this past Saturday. The girl did a great job driving me, but it was hot as Hades in that car, and I'm thinking to myself, what are you doing? Why would you have the air so it's 97 degrees out, ma'am? But I didn't say it. I just wore it. I wore the heat. I sweated on my way over to the listener appreciation party, the Libations Friday Fest on a Saturday. Nice, clean car, good driver. She had the air on like 1. It's 97 and humid.
Oh, well,
sun shining bright.
Okay, so it wasn't about that it didn't work. She just didn't turn it on.
She wouldn't turn it up. I mean, that's half the battle. You got air. Yeah. I need you to turn the damn air
Usually
on.
The driver asks. They say, hey, is it cool enough for you? It's a standard opening question.
I actually think that most of the time, I think that question, they don't mean it. They don't really want you fiddling with their air. Think about it. If I hop into your car and you have a setting the way you like it, you don't want me fiddling with your air conditioning settings.
Oh, well,
imagine if I hopped in and was like, Tom, this isn't going to get it done. I just started fiddling with your air conditioning.
That may have happened once or twice.
I've never fiddled with. No, your old car, that piece of crap that you had on its last legs, not the nice one you have now. That thing, that wasn't a matter of you not having the settings right. It was done. The car was done.
That was a great car, though.
I know you have a soft spot.
It was quite the journey.
By the time I saw that car, it was done. It had dents. The door handle didn't work. The window was adjusted.
That was a new development towards the end. It really was.
So you got to understand, when I met the car, it was not a nice car. It wasn't a great car. There were no sentimental feelings for me about that car.
At the heart of a lion, though.
Well, maybe, but it was, jalopy.
Well, my thing about it is it can never be cold enough.
Agreed.
Because you could put things on.
Are you listening, Uber drivers?
You could put things on.
That is correct. It can never be cold enough.
But, I'm not going down to my skivvies because you decide for 82 degrees.
Burning up.
Yeah.
I was stunned. She even had a little thing wearing over her shoulder like we live in Vermont. I was like, what are you doing? It's 98 degrees.
It was actually a Vermont cut.
I was like, this is amazing. Redemption Thursday wagers in a moment. They're all winners. I feel great about the picks today. I do. I really feel good. This weekend's going to be prosperous.
I think so, too, because I didn't expect the fact that we'd be at the Corner Pocket tomorrow live from 3 to 6 because there's a freaking home game.
Home game, baby.
Once we get through this wave of busyness, it feels like there's going to be a reward around Saturday morning when you're home.
Yeah.
You're home in Tallahassee for a football Saturday.
Well, I like that it's a home and home, a true home and home, the way it should have always been. I hate how hurried this all feels. I hate that it's under these circumstances. A lot of people have been greatly inconvenienced. A lot of people have had to, unfortunately, cancel their plans. I understand it. I mean, frankly, I'm never going to discourage anybody to do what they want to do, but it is awfully hard to imagine traveling throughout the state this weekend, given that on the horizon is a potential Category 4 storm. Now, granted, not going to be till late Monday or even early Tuesday, but you do have people throughout the state trying to position themselves in a safer area. You've got the issues of gas shortages and supplies already in town. People panicked, and I don't blame them. I'm getting reports that Walmart shelves are already emptying. My wife said that already. She went to a gas station that was out of gas. This is the byproduct of getting hit by a hurricane 4 years running. And last year was particularly bad with Michael. You got people that have not recovered.
Not supposed to tip people off about the gas stations yet. I haven't filled up.
You haven't filled up just
because now
yet?
this is going to cause more people to panic and pull off.
No, and listen, you don't. I mean, look, it's by the time we actually get hit with anything, if at all, it's going to be Tuesday. But I do think I meant for those driving in and out. If you're trying to come up, and then you got to drive back down south. So you're driving to St. Peter, Tampa, or something like that. That could be tough. Or Miami, or that's risky.
Nearly impossible.
I was going to say that's risky. You don't necessarily want to do that. It makes me nervous.
You need a giant tank of gas, giant one, because you want to be able to do it in one filling each way.
Yeah, but if you get jammed up on the roadways because people are displaced and you're sitting still on the highway, good luck.
But I believe, the return journey shouldn't be that difficult, though, because people would be leaving the Miami area, not going to the Miami area, I would think.
One would think. Gasoline shortages always make me nervous. You can't.
Come on up, Miamians. Let's cheer on the Noles, baby.
All right, here was the release. Florida State University's football game against Boise State, scheduled for Saturday at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida, is now going to be played on the Seminoles' home field of Doak Campbell Stadium at 12 o'clock. That's noon. The threat of Hurricane Dorian along the entire eastern coast of Florida necessitated this change, quote, after consulting with emergency responders, law enforcement, and hurricane preparedness teams at the state and local level, moving the game is the best option, given the information we have at this time, said FSU Director of Athletics David Coburn. We regret having to move the venue in particular because of the tremendous work that the city of Jacksonville has invested in this event. They have been great partners, and we are disappointed that the game had to be moved. Our fans were very much looking forward to the experience. Not really. They were mainly looking forward to seeing Florida State play Boise State. They didn't really care about being in Jacksonville, David. I'm sure the people in Jacksonville will argue with me, but they're in Jacksonville. Everybody else is like, I'm not going to Jacksonville. Whoopity-doo. It's all right. It's not like you're missing out on going to New Orleans or Chicago or Boston or Atlanta or Los Angeles or Miami or Phoenix or any number of, 150 other much better cities. You're just missing out on going to Jacksonville. Okay.
Got that in there, did you?
I'm just saying. Okay. Yeah, we'll live. Oh, no. We're not going to make it to Jayville. All tickets previously purchased for the game in Jacksonville will be refunded. Florida State will sell $10 general admission tickets online. Fans are strongly urged to purchase tickets online at Noles.co/GA. Noles.co/GA. There will be no reserved seating in the stadium, which is to say you're screwed. If you had great seats, sorry about that. FSU and Boise State students with valid IDs will be admitted free of charge. Got to imagine those Boise State students are really good fans. So you're a Boise State student, you decided you were going to this game in Jacksonville, and now you've made your way to Tallahassee. You are a warrior.
That would probably be why this thing was moved to noon, right? Because if you've got Jacksonville plans, let's just say you land in Jax, right? And now you can pop over to town, assuming you landed early enough to stay the night Friday or something like that. You can make a day trip over here, get back in time for your return flight, because the game was supposed to originally kick off at 7 p.m. anyway.
Right.
So you have plenty of time to get back on I-10 after the post-game traffic and be back in your hotel or at the airport, wherever you need to be. That's why I think a lot of people are asking, why don't we just kick it off at 7 here? I think that's the reason. It's because you want to allow people who have a lot of plans that are headed up in Jacksonville an opportunity to get back there so they can leave.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. So there's that. Tickets can be purchased at Dick Howser Stadium at Doak Campbell on game day. Price will increase to $15 on game day. If you ordered online on game day, they will remain $10 Quote, I want to thank the city of Jacksonville and Mayor Lenny Curry for their exceptional work in putting together what was going to be an outstanding event, said FSU President John Thrasher. I also want to thank Governor Ron DeSantis and our city and county officials for their cooperation in staging a game on such short notice, particularly our local law enforcement agencies. Yeah, I really want to give a shout out to the local law enforcement agencies and anybody local that is having to run and actually act here in order for this to to be able to go off without a hitch, I suppose.
Yeah, no disrespect intended, but I would think you probably want those people to be first in line of the thanks because, other people just point and say, yeah, play it there. What does that mean? Well, it doesn't mean anything to the person who says, yeah, play it there.
Right.
But it means a lot to the person here locally who has to change everything about their schedule in order to make this thing work with less than 48 hours before kickoff.
I'm going to give you an example. I talked to somebody in Stadium Ops, and early in the week, they said it would be a virtual impossibility to shift locations from Jacksonville to Tallahassee, given the fact that many of the people on the grounds crew and on the ground floor in general, those that are working, say, possibly in concessions or tickets, all that stuff, a lot of them were given the go-ahead to take some time off for the long weekend because it's the last weekend they were going to have where they could do that. And obviously you can't rush growing grass, painting the field, doing all those things because grounds crew people are very exact. This is built to your first home game. Everything's going to be just right at the right time. And now, whoop, you got 2 days. Make it happen, baby. And oh, by the way, go flush all the toilets in the stadium. Make sure they work. Let's clean everything up. Make sure concessions are covered, tickets. We've got law enforcement. We got parking. That's a lot. A lot of people are going to be working 24 hours a day until this game is kicked off.
What I want to know is the financial fallout. Are we taking a bath here? We have to be if you think about it because the ticket prices were so much higher for Jacksonville, and these are going to be $10 flat fee unless you buy day of, and they're $15. I mean, do the quick math on it.
Yeah.
We may get 65,000, 70,000 people here because the tickets are so cheap, but still, compared to what it would cost to sit in the 50-yard line lower level or 50-yard line in the club, that's just, I don't know, man. Are we operating at a huge loss to play this game?
Lesson learned. Let's stop scheduling home games in other cities that nobody wants to go to. With the exception of parking lots 1 through 6, which are reserved for game staffing and Golden Chief boosters, the parking lots that service Doak Campbell Stadium will be free of charge to the general public and will open at 7 a.m. A map showing available parking will be posted to Seminoles.com Friday morning. The Spirit Express bus service from the Tucker Civic Center will not be available for this game. ESPN News will broadcast the game live to a national television audience. There you go. A little ESPN News action.
Well, the locals are at least relieved it wasn't kicked over to the ACC network because half of them would be like, whoa, whoa.
What are we doing?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I was watching this on TV. I couldn't make it over here. At least most people have ESPN News.
Which is what? 402?
449.
449?
Yeah.
I never check ESPN News now that I think about it.
It's where the radio programs are during the day, Monday through Friday.
That's why I never check it. That's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, Levitard calls them ESPN Ooze because it's not 2 N's, it's 1. Shared letter N.
I got you. Okay, well, let's just carry this on over. I've made you wait long enough, and I'm going to make you wait for a few more minutes. Coming up next, Redemption Thursday wagers. They're all winners. You're going to want to stay tuned. You can't click away now. They're all winners. Easy money. Win, win, win. I'm looking at them right now. Just a bunch of W's next to them.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Sales.com. Must be 21 or older. Please drink responsibly. A message from local beverage distributor Triangle Sales.
Games for Less, the only locally owned and operated gaming store in town, has Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used video games and game systems. The future of video gaming is at Games for Less, where they have both the PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to trade in your old systems and elevate your gaming experience now. Games for Less is also your headquarters for the best in retro gaming. Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super NES, or Sega Genesis, you name it. They got it at Games for Less. Games for Less, the Super Walmart Shopping Center on Appalachian Parkway. Give them a call today at 850-219-3535. That's Games for Less.
AAA Tree Experts has been a Tallahassee staple for over 35 years. But did you know they now offer landscaping? AAA landscaping services include custom outdoor landscape, creative landscape design and architecture, hardscapes, waterscapes, retention walls, and French drains, irrigation and sodding, landscape and holiday lighting. Call them today for all your outdoor landscaping needs. 850-385-3319 or visit them online at AAATreeExperts.net. AAA Tree Experts and Landscaping.
Hendrick.
We're celebrating the Hendrick Summer Sales Event all month long at the all-new Dale Earnhardt Jr. Chevrolet. Shop over 300 new Chevrolet cars, trucks, and SUVs right here on Tennessee Street or find new roads at DaleJuniorChevy.com.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Your next haircut now has a shortcut. Introducing the Sport Clips Haircuts app. That's right, now the cut you want is just a tap away. Just download the app, check in at your neighborhood Sport Clips, and choose your Guy Smart stylist, and you're done. We'll text you when your stylist is almost ready. Then head to Sport Clips for a championship haircut experience. It's home field advantage for your hair. No appointment needed. Just download the Sport Clips app and check in. And don't forget a beard trim. Sport Clips. You choose the cut, we cut the weight.
Cornerstone Tool and Fastener and Makita welcome back football season. And to kick it off, we are bringing the best deals of the year. Buy a brushless premium Makita 5-amp-hour kit, get an instant $50 gift rebate, and your choice of another bare tool free. Plus, we are adding in another 5-amp battery for free. That's 3 batteries and 3 tools. Check out our specials on cordless blowers, chainsaws, compressors, and so much more. Cornerstone Tool and Fastener, 1110 Stuckey Ave in Tallahassee and 3269 Crawfordville Highway. Tallahassee location open Saturdays, 8 a.m. to noon. Online at ctf.nu.
You're listening to the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Memphis is an interesting game, actually. That Ole Miss-Memphis game is a very interesting game. How about Memphis, one of the better group of 5 teams in college football? Some say maybe the best this year, being favored over the mighty SEC and Ole Miss in that first matchup. Kind of an intriguing matchup. The two schools are separated by about 85 miles, and the idea being this is a big damn deal for Memphis. And you get that right out the gates. Ole Miss got to be careful.
That's the hard thing for the Power 5 schools when you're playing a group of 5 is there's a natural underdog mentality that can be woven into. I mean, like Cincinnati, UCLA. You know, I know they beat them last year, but that game's at home. Who did they lose? They lost a safety, I think Cincinnati did.
Yeah, really weird line. I got to tell you this. They lost their version of Derwin James.
Yeah.
But here's what I'll tell you. I have looked at this line. I can't bet the game. I wanted to bet the game all week. With the way that line has moved, something's wrong, something that I'm not figuring out. And that can happen early in the season when you haven't seen teams play yet. Remember this. Last year, Cincinnati beats UCLA out at UCLA, okay? And it's really not that close right now. UCLA outgained Cincinnati by like 2 yards or something like that. So if you just look at the yardage, there might have been some weird things. I'm going to admit to not having watched that game. I did not tune into that game. I did, however, at the time, take Cincinnati because UCLA is devoid of talent. And it's a chip year one, got to teach the offense. Weird game. Quarterback got hurt. I know that. They go on to win all of 3 games. They did a terrible job in recruiting. I don't know that Chip's going to make this work. But I do know this. At the end of the year, UCLA beat USC, which is like just taking USC's fans' faces and rubbing it into the dirt. Like, we suck terribly, and you can't beat us? Jesus, in a rivalry game? It's a humiliating set of circumstances. So I took that into consideration because I think, this is off the top of my head, I think UCLA may have won like 2 of their last 3 games to get the 3 wins, and one of those was over USC, and they began to hum a little bit. My guess is with a 2.5-point spread, Cincinnati is a team that a lot of people project to win double-digit games and be in contention for best group of 5 team, along with Memphis, Boise State, Houston, UCF, right? These are Cincinnati's mentioned in that list.
Yeah.
All right. Why at home, when you're one of those teams and you have a lot of returning talent, ton of returning talent, why would you be a 2-point favorite over a team you beat on the road a year ago that won 3 games? 3 games. I can't figure this one out. Something tells me to stay away from it.
Because something's up. That's why. Because something's amiss.
Something is amiss. I mean, it could just be that you would look at Cincinnati and say, well, you may have won 11 games last year, but, I mean, you don't play anybody. I mean, you don't play anybody in that sorry-ass conference of yours. So, the Pac-12, as bad as the Pac-12 may be, it's certainly better than the AAC or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
So, I'm just looking for the angles of how that number is that number. But you know what we do, Tom, when we get knee-deep in gambling, this is normally the kind of thing where you go, what don't I know? What are the sharps? What's
right,
happening
exactly.
here? What
you see it with the NFL all the time.
Yeah, you're like,
every week with the NFL, you go, wait a minute. New England's a 1.5 favorite? Why?
Yeah, it's Tennessee. Why wouldn't they be a big favorite? You're like,
Is it the Vrabel thing?
Is somebody hurt? I mean, what happened here? Is there infighting? But usually it's just a matchup problem. There's just a matchup problem. I joke around all the time about stuff like this. Back in the day when Michael Jordan ruled the NBA and the Chicago Bulls won the championship every year, they struggled mightily with Toronto. And Damon Stoudemire was the point guard. And for whatever reason, it was always a bad matchup for them. And if I had been gambling way back then, A, I would have had a problem because I was a kid. But B, I think I would have always looked at those numbers and been like, why is Toronto favored over Chicago tonight? But it was crazy the way it worked. They would always give them fits. So anyhow, I don't know. I look at this with the jaundiced eye. I can't bet the game, but I will bet the Holy War tonight. I fell over to your side, Tom, the more I thought about it. Kyle Whittingham does a great job at Utah. They're probably going to win double-digit games this year. Got a real good offensive line. I'll give the 5.5 over BYU.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
That line has since gone up. Now, I took it when I got it at 5.5. I know some of you may email and say, it's up to 6.5 or 7, Jeff. No, it's when I get it. You can either bet it or not. You decide. I got it at 5.5. I'm not going to be suckered.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
Tom, I did the necessary research, and it broke my heart. Can't get down with Utah State anymore.
Oh, you're off of them for the whole season?
Yeah, well, until I get proven otherwise. They got a great quarterback, but they lost a ton of personnel. They got a brand new coach. You can't. What I mean?
I feel like cranking up yesterday.
I know. Yeah. Hey, they were a wonderful. Do you know, if I'm not mistaken, I got to remember where I read this. I was reading one of my publications there that helped me make these decisions, and I think they said Utah State last year was 11-1 against the number.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it.
Well, I bet them every week, and I think it was by week 5 you were like, what's going on with you in Utah State? Why are they always on the list? Well, Tom always gives me the look when I pick some weird game where I'm like, I really like Toledo in this matchup. He's like, okay.
That may have been a couple of years ago because Utah State has been on the list. It's been a mainstay for, I think, 2 out of the last 3 seasons or 3 out of the last 4.
Well, they play hard, they play well, and they light it up on offense, and they've had a real good quarterback. So what are you going to do? But I'm going to take Wake. There it is, just like that.
All my troubles
I'm sorry, Utah State. You got to prove it to me. You get your chance right off the bat. Give me the Wake Forest Demon Deacons and give Utah State 3.5. I flipped it on its ear, baby. Come on, Wake. Utah State people are like, no, Jeff. You're off of us. You loved us. We cashed chips for you, Cameron. You did. And it will never be forgotten. If I had to wear a shirt or a hat for every team that I discovered over the course of a season that won me money, I'd have hundreds over the last 10 years. We always find somebody to fall in love with.
If I had to do that, I'd own an NC State piece of apparel, and I'm not about to buy anything NC State because God knows how they make it. It might be tainted with human urine.
If it's been by the stadium, it most certainly has. Anyhow, sorry, Utah State. Maybe you proved me wrong. Maybe I get back on the bus. I think you'd have me. I mean, I was leading the charge for a long time. I think you'd have me back. But for now, give me Wake. Give the 3.5 to Utah State. Oklahoma State giving 14 against Oregon State. This is more of about a bet against Oregon State than it is for Oklahoma State. Oregon State's defense, come on, man. I just always bet against them. They just suck. They're terrible every year.
Benny's still in hibernation over here.
And I love you, Benny, and I love Oregon State because of the crazy comeback win that – put the kibosh on hell to the nah. Sorry, Benny.
I'm kicking Benny. He's not waking up. Is that how hibernation works?
He's done.
Can I just kick the crap out of him?
Benny's like, I'm done. I can't make an appearance today. Screw you, Cameron. There it is. We got a little one. Back to sleep, Benny.
Somebody take me to the river.
Talking Heads make an appearance as well. East Carolina plus 17 against Tom's beloved NC State Wolfpack. Give me ECU, baby, in the 17.
ECU has done its work historically as I'm gyrating over here.
Yeah, they have.
In
Feels
September.
Good to be talking about
That's
betting,
where the September splash for the Pirates.
September. Yeah. Give me a little ECU action. Plus 17. If you were quick, if you were on the uptake, you got 17.5. I didn't. I wasn't quick enough. I got 17. That hook could be the whole deal. All right, so go ahead, look at me weird. But I really saw this line, and I thought, don't like the line, but why is the over-under 62? Toledo, Kentucky, we're going under 62.
Oh.
We're going under 62, Tom. Let's go under the 62 total.
That's the quarterback after the big turnover.
Whoa,
everybody shut the hell up.
Oh, everybody calm down. 62 points on the over. We're going under that 62.
You know who did that with the most disgust in his face? The, hey.
Angry?
Peyton Manning. He looked at the fans with such hatred in his eyes.
And he made sure he caught everybody in the stadium. He looked all the way around. Like, not just you over there. You too. Let's quiet it down.
It's like when the Pope went to Shea. Everybody thinks that Peyton was looking at them.
Yeah.
He looked right in my eyes.
Right in my eyes.
And he said, you son of a, you shut up.
You slow it down. I need silence here. Toledo, Kentucky, under 62. Pitt lost one of the best players in the conference, defensive players in the conference, a guy that wreaks havoc in the backfield. And in doing so, that means I'm going to take Virginia as your coastal favorites and give 2.5 to Pitt right now.
Ooh.
I'm going to do it. Give me Virginia. Give me the Cavaliers.
You want them marching?
Here comes Virginia. All right.
Not too bad.
That's good early in the year.
It's a good solid 6.5 or 7.
Yeah, not bad at all. There's a little Virginia action for you. UVA minus the 2.5 against Pitt.
Ooh, it's football season now.
USF plus 12 versus Wisconsin. Hot, muggy, rainy, nasty. Wisconsin traveling to the pits, the armpits of the South. It's gonna be tough.
I can't think of anything worse than a halftime interview with Paul Christ from the field in Tampa on a sweaty Friday night. Oh.
Give me USF plus 12.
We just got to run the ball better.
Yeah. Here it comes.
It's hot.
It's how do you live here? Yeah, I agree, Paul. It's a toughie. Give me USF plus 12. Apparently, if you believe the Tampa papers down there, the USF offense might have a little something this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A little bit of lethality?
Will
it be simple?
They might. Plus 12. Colorado giving 13.5 to Colorado State. Sadly, I hate it. The Rams are going to have a terrible season. Colorado State can't play.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
And it's less than 2 touchdowns. I'm going to give it there. And remember, folks, some, not all, some of these can be part of the festivities on a Redemption Thursday. I try to get to 10. The very least 9. Can't always get to 10 without the NFL.
And that helps next week.
Right.
The NFL's next Thursday. You got a full slate after.
Yeah. So normally it's tough to get to 10. In my real life, I don't bet just to bet. That's not how you make money. It's just like playing poker. Sometimes you got to fold, maybe like 8 hands in a row. Just keep on folding. That's the way it works.
You got to tell yourself there's no more pressure now at hand 7 than there was at hand 1.
If you don't have it, you fold and you keep fighting. And that's how it is on Redemption Thursdays. Like there are games where, frankly, I wouldn't call my guy on that game because I'm like, really? I don't feel that strongly about it. It's not that great a play. But we try to get 10 on the show. So just want you to keep that in mind. I do like Colorado minus 13.5 against Colorado State. And then I added one more. I'm going to go ahead and take Auburn and give the 3.5 to Oregon. I like Auburn there. And I think they'll run the ball. They'll be more physical. The usual cliche stuff about an SEC team against a Pac-12 team. We're still waiting on the Pac-12, man. We've been waiting for a long time. Every year, this is going to be the year the Pac-12 rises up and earns some respect. Until they do, I can't do it.
I'll tell you what. I've been thinking about this for a couple hours. I'll take Los Patos. I'll take the Ducks plus 3.5.
You got it.
The first one of the year.
Our first one, tall boys.
Let's test it.
Tall boys. Let's get those tall boys going, all right? A little tall boy. Maybe Corona? Maybe something weird?
Ooh.
A little tall boy.
Tall boy because it's in a can. It's
Corona.
weird.
Yeah,
I like
tall
it.
boy Corona that you have to drink in less than 45 seconds.
What? I could summon that ability if I need to.
I'm
but
just kidding.
You only get one of those. You used to get 3 of them,
Call it a day. Auburn minus 3.5. Tom's taking Oregon. There you go. And honor system, of course, guys. Remember, this is non-perishable food items for charities, charity of your choice, all that good stuff.
I wish you could do that. Maybe the YouTube feed. After the show is over, so we're not on the air anymore.
And just
leave the webcam feed up for an extra 30 seconds. So, like, next Thursday, depending upon who loses, they got to take down that beer.
I'm in. We'll do it.
Okay.
We'll do it. I have a feeling you better get yourself ready, buddy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're going to be pounding.
Well, the good news is we can all watch it together now.
It'll be
because
fun.
we'll have been done for hours.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. No, good for it. Go for it. We'll we got the wager. We'll put us. We didn't do any bold endeavor.
We also have to do, and we've got a chance
Arkansas
tomorrow. Our Arkansas W's and L's. I'll let Matthew sleep on it tonight so he can get in on it.
Oddly, been our annual wager now. This over under for Arkansas. You did get it last year.
I got it.
Well, they win 2 games.
I had them at 4. I think they won 2. Yeah.
Jesus, we all gave them too much credit by a lot. They won 2 games. 2. They're surely going to win more. I got to formulate this tonight.
Oh, no.
I think they will. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Espanol. JRFinjury.com.
Don't wrestle alligators. You can't reason with them. There are plenty of other things to juggle besides chainsaws. Choose anything else. And when it comes to milk, always trust the smell test. These have been some live-long tips brought to you by the Florida Lottery. With the Week for Life scratch-offs, you can win up to $5,000 every week for the rest of your life. So you just have to live long and win on. The Florida Lottery. It's your ticket.
Claim it!
Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly.
Hardee's new 2-3 More breakfast menu is as easy as a walk in the park. $2 gets you a pair of cinnamon and raisin biscuits or a savory sausage biscuit. $3 gets you a tasty bacon, egg, and cheese on a made-from-scratch biscuit. And $4 gets you a hearty breakfast platter loaded with sausage and other breakfast classics. In fact, the new 2-3 More menu may even be simpler than a walk in the park. It's more like a walk in an airport, where they have those sidewalks that move for you. Pilots have it made. The new Hardee's 2-3 More menu. Offer available for a limited time during regular breakfast hours at participating Hardee's restaurants. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included.
If you have hard water, the lime scale not only leaves white spots, it clogs pipes and breaks down appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars in energy and wear. Eliminate lime scale and other water issues like brown staining, bad odors, and lead with HydroCare water products available from Wave Home Solutions. Wave's affordable systems don't use salts or chemicals. You'll love the way your water tastes, smells, and looks. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, go to wavebestwater.com. That's wavebestwater.com.
Summer's ending, and savings are back in business with Dell's Labor Day sale. Small businesses can save up to 40% on select business computers with Intel Core processors, plus free shipping on everything, including a wide selection of thousands of top-brand electronics. Give our specially trained small business technology advisors a call. They can help you find just the right tech to fit your business with Labor Day savings. Visit Dell.com/business deals or call 877-BUY-DELL. That's 877-BUY-DELL.
Cornerstone Tool and Fastener and Makita welcome back football season. And to kick it off, we are bringing the best deals of the year. Buy brushless premium Makita 5-amp-hour kit, get an instant $50 gift rebate, and your choice of another bare tool free. Plus, we are adding in another 5-amp battery for free. That's 3 batteries and 3 tools. Check out our specials on cordless blowers, chainsaws, compressors, and so much more. Cornerstone Tool and Fastener, 1110 Stuckey Ave in Tallahassee and 3269 Crawfordville Highway. Tallahassee location open Saturdays 8 a.m. to noon. Online at ctf.nu.
Tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops this Labor Day weekend for the trade-in, trade-up sale. Trade in your golf balls and get $3 towards a new dozen. Trade in your shoes and get $10 towards a new pair. Trade in your golf bag and get $25 towards a new one. And get a 50% bonus trade-in on your old clubs. And remember, be sure and check out the new T-Series irons from Titleist. It's all happening now through Labor Day at Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, serving golfers since 1968.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. The first big weekend of college football kicks off tonight. Number 1 and defending national champ Clemson hosting Georgia Tech. The ACC Network's Mark Packer reveals the one team that might be the biggest threat to the Tigers in the ACC.
Syracuse has played Clemson the last 2 years probably better than anybody else in the country, and that includes Alabama. They beat them 2 years ago at the Dome. They'll see them in week 3. They had the Tigers on the ropes right here in Death Valley a year ago. And, Dino Babers' guys, I think they might be the only team in the ACC that when they come through the tunnel, they look across the road and say, guess what? We can play with these guys because we've proven it the last 2 years. I don't think anybody else can make that statement. So I think it has to start with Syracuse.
Mark Packer on Golick and Wingo. Tonight's game, Georgia Tech at Clemson, is at 8 Eastern on the ACC Network, and there's a doubleheader on ESPN starting at 7 Eastern. UCLA at Cincinnati, followed by BYU hosting 14th-ranked Utah. Saturday's game between Florida State and Boise State will be played at noon in Tallahassee. It had been scheduled for a nighttime kickoff in Jacksonville, but was moved because of approaching Hurricane Dorian. It's also the final night for preseason football in the NFL. All 32 teams in action tonight, but don't expect to see many starters on the field. The new regular season kicks off 1 week from tonight with the Bears hosting the Packers. From the NBA, Nets forward Wilson Chandler gets a 25-game suspension for PEDs. Chandler signed with Brooklyn as a free agent after playing for the 76ers and the Clippers last season. Day 4 at the U.S. Open already today. Andrea Petkovic knocks out the 6th seed Petra Kvitova in straight sets. Live U.S. Open coverage continues right now on ESPN TV and on ESPN+.
Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Redemption Thursday, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener. Got a do-it-yourself project that needs to be finished? Cornerstone Tool and Fastener, 1110 Stuckey Avenue in Tallahassee and 3269 Crawfordville Highway. Online at ctf.nu.
All-time good song there, Friends from XTC.
So you're flashing the good, yeah.
First pass of the year.
Not too close because people then duplicate it and then you get in trouble. But
can't duplicate that mug.
We had the webcam on the first time you did that. Over back here, the webcam is.
Oh, yeah. I'm just waving.
Now you're on that one, yeah. You need to get the red light system. That's the best when watching
what camera am I going
the
with?
Former players when they first get on the set.
Yeah.
And they like switch the red cameras and they're looking at the wrong one for 15 seconds.
Yeah,
and it's a game of chicken
here,
between the director.
Yeah. Jeff, email. First of all, Roy, you're off to a good start. You actually wrote Jeff email. You're old school. Duly noted. Damn Skippy. You get credit where credit is due. Are you going to bring back the bit this year? Subject being held to the nah. This is one of my favorite bits that you do. I would like for you to change the rule. Please do this each year until it comes through. Thanks. I love the show. Roy. Well, Roy, that's a damn near perfect email. It is such a delightful request. And I like how succinct it is. You know, are you going to bring back the bit this year? It's one of my favorite bits that you do. I would like you to change the rule. That is so well done, Roy.
I mean, I like it. Do you?
It is the rule.
You got sick of it, I think, right?
I don't know. We could do it again. He's dead. Hell to the Nas dead.
The tradition does not have to be, though. Maybe we could honor the man.
Have one more year at least.
And call it the Hell to the Nah Memorial.
Game of the week?
Yeah.
Well, we do it on Fridays, Roy, if we do it. And tomorrow is Friday. So be listening to the Jeff Cameron Show live from the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill.
Well, and week 1 is ripe with opportunity for Hell to the Nah teams.
Yeah, that's true. If you don't cash in early, now, admittedly, we did cash in at the very end of the year with the aforementioned Oregon State Beavers. But that was like a miracle comeback. At one point that they were down 30-3 in that game, and they came all the way back.
We had a couple near misses, too, and then there was one huge one that we didn't pick in a given week.
Kansas almost did it twice to TCU.
Yeah. That tradition would have been dead in year 1, I think, if Kansas finished the job.
But for whatever reason, it was always TCU. They would give them fits. It was nuts. And then they eventually beat Texas on a day where we didn't take them. And that was the end of Charlie Strong in Texas.
Charlie, these boosters, a lot of them, especially the senior citizen ones, they're not the most well-rounded people in terms of their worldview. But you lost to Kansas, so I have to step aside here. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Charlie.
Yeah, he's like Pontius Pilate. He's like, I don't think you did anything wrong, and I don't want to have to do this, but the mob is telling me they want you on the cross. Now, Charlie, I will admit that we don't have the most inviting, ingratiating alumni boosters in the world. They may not be the most open-minded folk about an African-American head coach. I took that into consideration, but, sir, it was Kansas.
My hope is by the time I'm long dead and gone, the weirdness of this city takes over and Texas has a culture that's at the cutting edge of acceptance. But unfortunately, that's not the case, and you lost to Kansas.
I live here, and I'm employed currently, and you are no longer because you lost to Kansas.
I believe that's in the contract for cause, Charlie.
I can't fight the good fight for you, sir. Kansas.
Wouldn't that be awesome if, the next time a big coach is signed, so let's say Willie signs an extension because we have a successful season this year.
Big 10-win campaign. Big one.
But then there's a for-cause line. It talks about personal responsibility.
Losing to Duke or something?
It would be losing to an FCS school, losing to Duke. Yeah, those are immediate grounds to fire with cause.
God, every time you bring up a scenario that plays out like that, I'm thinking about the rain game, and I'm just thinking about Richard Goodman's catch down there at the 3-yard line, or else we're going to lose that game.
That's
crazy.
Jayville State.
Yeah, Jacksonville State.
Yeah. Last year wasn't that
that was
wide open either. It was close.
It was very uncomfortable. I was in Bradenton for that game. Remember that? I was down there.
Drew Brees was playing that night.
It was apparently.
Playing the role of Tyler Smith tonight.
Throwing freaking darts.
Will be Drew Brees.
Guy's in camp with the Steelers.
Is he really?
I
believe that.
He can throw. He can throw.
That receiver was really good too.
Yeah. Roy, your answer comes tomorrow on the program, and I got to tell you, the way it was worded, you've got a leg up here. That was just a wonderful email. It's the Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
BarronOAC.com. Florida license number CAC 1816186. Hi, this is Peter Bond, owner of Jerry's Cigar Shop. Jerry's has been a local favorite for cigar enthusiasts for the last 25 years. We have the largest walk-in humidors in town, filled to the brim with an amazing cigar selection. Relax in one of our leather chairs and enjoy an ice-cold beer or a glass of wine with your cigar. Jerry's is a great place to watch sports on our big flat-screen TVs and offers a comfortable setting for lively conversation. Visit our original store on Scherer Road or our new second location on Cary Forest Parkway. We hope to see you soon.
Thursdays are Friday Eve, and that's a reason to celebrate. No matter what you're looking for, they've got you covered every Thursday down in College Town. Centrale offers 50% off select pizzas all day, every Thursday. Or you can stop by Township for Taco Thursday. $2 house tacos, $2. Madison Social offers the Social Agreement. You and a buddy can split one order of wings, 2 Madso burgers, 2 bourbons, 2 proof Madison Socials, all for just $40. See what they did there? And don't worry about parking. Plenty of spaces available in the parking deck or surrounding lots. Check out all the Thursday College Town deals right now on ThursdaysInCollegetown.com.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive #1, #2 employee. Leave a message at the... Hi, Jamie. It's you, Jamie. Don't hang up. You need to hear this. You gotta quit wearing that aviator jacket. Nobody's buying it. I'm sorry you have to hear it from me, but at Progressive, we're all about giving it to people straight. That's why we show our rates alongside our competitors' rates. And when you're helping people find great rates, you don't need some jacket to look cool. Just keep rocking that scarf.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Comparisons not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
AAA Tree Experts has been a Tallahassee staple for over 35 years. But did you know they now offer landscaping? AAA landscaping services include custom outdoor landscape, creative landscape design and architecture, hardscapes, waterscapes, retention walls, and French drains, irrigation and sodding, landscape and holiday lighting. Call them today for all your outdoor landscaping needs. 850-385-3319 or visit them online at AAATreeExperts.net. AAA Tree Experts and Landscaping.
Hendrick.
It's the Hendrick Summer Sales Event at Dale Earnhardt Jr. Buick GMC. Save big on over 200 new Buick and GMC cars, trucks, and SUVs. We are professional grade. DaleJr.BuickGMC.com.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
All right, wrapping it up. It's been an interesting day, obviously. And, oh, by the way, slate tonight, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Just a reminder, in the midst of all the stress with the storm and all that, we do have a lot of football. We've got a lot of football. And we've got wagers. I'm probably going to add more. But as for today, those of you that missed them, a recap, friendly, potato chips perhaps. Utah tonight in the Holy War, -5.5 against BYU. That line's gone up, but I got it there, so we're sticking with it. Wake -3.5 against my beloved Utah State team. While great at quarterback, they have a new coach, and they lost a ton throughout that roster, so give me Wake. Oklahoma State -14 against Oregon State. I can't trust Oregon State's defense. It's been a long time since I could. Oklahoma State lights them up. East Carolina +17 against NC State. Not quite a live dog, but 17 feels pretty good. I like it. Toledo and Kentucky. Hard for me to imagine those two teams scoring over 62 points. Just take the under there. Virginia and Pitt. Pitt loses arguably the best edge rusher in the ACC. So Virginia with a good quarterback. I'll take them to get off to a good start in the Coastal and give the 2.5 to Pitt. USF at a hot, muggy night getting points against Wisconsin. Never loved that Wisconsin team on the road. Give me 12. Wish I would have got it earlier. And then Colorado giving less than 2 touchdowns to Colorado State. And from what I'm reading there, Colorado State's not going to have a good year. I added, because I had forgot to throw this out there to Director Matthew earlier, that I do like Auburn to beat Oregon, and I'll give the 3.5 there. I think they're too physical. So we got 9 in. Might have taken the under in that game, too, if you caught it early. That could have been the 10th. But for there, it's a redemption Thursday in the books. Just tasty. Just feels good to know there's so many more of these. And tomorrow, Lee Sterling will join us, previewing the games. We'll have a lot to get into, of course, and As it turned out, we got that home and home after all. I was just worried this thing would get canceled, and if it was canceled, then I had a suspicion we would cancel it on the back end. And, man, I understand that game doesn't make any sense for Florida State to play next year in Boise. It's a losing proposition. It doesn't help you in recruiting. They'll play like it's their Super Bowl. If you beat them, nobody cares, and if you lose, you look like a sap. And I get it. I get why you'd cancel it, but I'm glad we're not, because I can remember falling in love with college football as a fan. And as a fan, you live for cool and unique matchups and different venues and having opportunities to see how others celebrate the great sport of football when they're hosting. And we get to do that. So let's just be glad it's going to be played. Probably going to be a bit of a you-know-what show because of the scramble and all that, but nonetheless, we have football after all here in our fair community, and it will be a fun game. And I think, beyond that, a needed game. I mean, I think it's an interesting contest, and I think it's good for Florida State to play it. All right, let's go. Probables, fire it up, my man.
It's time for, how you say, with the pitching, probables?
Rays, Stros, Andrew Kittredge, Zach Greinke, your matchup there. Twins, White Sox, Jose Berrios, Dylan Cease goes for the White Sox. We got the Reds and the Marlins, Alex Wood, Robert Duggar. Cubs, Mets, John Lester, Jacob deGrom. I take it to beer. Mariners, Rangers, Felix Hernandez, Lance Lynn, Buccos, Rockies, Trevor Williams going for the Pirates. Chichi Gonzalez going for the Rockies. Great name. Dodgers, D-backs. Ryu going for the Dodgers. Merrill Kelly going for the D-backs. Padres, Giants, Chris Paddock. Seems like Chris Paddock pitches every night for the freaking Padres. Derek Rodriguez going for the Giants. And that is a look at those that shall reside on the bump. Boom.
Well, and now we'll make it come true. Make a list, baby, of the things
I have a suspicion. I do. I have a suspicion that there'll be a lot of people out and about tonight because, the ACC network's got football on it tonight, but you're not seeing it in your living room if you don't have Hulu Plus or YouTube TV or one of the other carriers. Certainly not seeing it if you have Xfinity, unless you're taking it out and about. Good. All right. Support your local establishments. Have fun with all of that. By the way, soccer guys up next. Probables brought to you by Jerry's. All right, Jerry's, we love you. Jerry's Cigar Shop. There's one right not far from me on Cary Forest. Go right down Cary Forest off the Thomasville Road. You go in that shopping center in there, you'll see Jerry's. Cigars are popping. The beer is cold. Maybe relax with a little Jerry's cigar tonight while you're watching football. For Tom Lang and Director Matthew, I'm Jeff. Soccer Guys up next. Stay tuned for that. Be well, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow on a Libations Friday.
Make a list of the